Yeah, at the bar radio.
Billy Bad. Right. It's just that planet, it's a different day, no same story, nigga. I've been wanting weeks, like a wild boy, nigga. They know me. I'm here to make my story, nigga. Keep that like before that woman. Always know I had that people. She ain't getting like you know I'm better. But if it stop getting out of line,
Try a little bit.
so they know I'm always tripping. I've been scotty with the right, so they always know I'm pimping. Say I got haters cause they know I'm living, working my bro. No, I got a vision. I just know got it playing on some no product. Missing government when I stay home. A broken politician. Had to carry that weight, never dealt with the opposition. My homie try to beat the case when he had no pot to piss. I'm trying to cop a bird, but he caught up with all them pigeons. And I can never chase when they don't know when you got them riches. Oh no.
Where your bitch at?
She on the phone, trying to figure
That's my shit.
just know why you bitch on the road. It's just that planet, it's that big bag. Oh no, I've been asking where your bitch at. She on the phone, trying to figure where you at. Oh yo, just know why you bitch at. It's just that planet, it's that big bag.
Where your bitch at?
Yeah.
That's the
You
best.
should have seen. You ain't see him over
That's
here.
the greatest hook ever.
Hey, Sona.
His head.
You made this?
Gone.
Where your bitch at?
Did you go to the website? I sent you for the wine. You need to go on there so you can get some wine for your house. Or your
Do
client.
you need identity theft protection? Do you need identity theft protection?
Do I need? No. I got it.
Off of those services. That part, yeah.
She ain't getting
Shit, gotta get that bitch.
getting out of line, I better go get a pack of bag and book a flight. So they know I'm always tripping. I've been scotty with the right, so they always know I'm pimping. I always say I got haters cause they just know I'm living, working my bro. Come on, they just know I got a vision. I just know I gotta stay on some no product. Missing government when I stay home. A broken politician. Had to carry that weight, never dealt with the opposition. My homie try to beat the case when he had no pot to piss. I'm trying to cut a bird, but he caught up with all them pigeons. And I can never chase when they know that when you got them riches. Oh no, I've been asking where your bitch at. She on the phone, trying to figure where you at. You yo, just know why you bitch at. It's just that planet, it's that big bag. Oh no. I've been asking where your bitch at. She on the phone, trying to figure where you at. Yo, just know why you bitch at. It's just that planet, it's that big bag.
You know y'all love that CP3 dance. Y'all don't be seeing it on camera. But play the internet speed.
I crack out.
That CP3. Y'all don't know. CP3 be karaoke the fuck out.
Where your bitch at? I'm just saying, man. That's one of the hottest hooks ever written, dog. You just roll up in the club, that joint playing, just roll up on her in the club.
CP3 just be karaoke the fuck out.
Because, man, I feel that in my soul, man. Because I done that shit before, man. So I can see it. That's what I'm saying. So when he shoot the video, I already got a vision, man. I can see him walking up on the chick in the club. Look at the dude like, where your bitch at? She on my arm and step off.
Oh,
that shit be hot, dog.
You be reminiscing when that song come on.
Because that shit happened, man. That's some gangster shit right there, man.
He's funny.
You are a terrible human being.
I'm just saying, dog. We all have a past.
Some of us don't. I mean, your past is dark.
Very.
But you are the living embodiment of the dark side of the
But
force.
that's what makes me who I am today.
Oh.
I have learned to control the dark side. And I don't let the dark side take over as much.
as much.
As much?
It come out a little bit. Like right now, yeah, I can feel the dark side might be coming out in a little while. So I'm trying to do
Are
something.
you sure that's the dark side?
That's the part. That's a part that comes with the
No,
dark
come
side.
on, it's gonna come out.
Yeah,
Ew.
you might go, hey man, sometimes to peek your head out, man.
Ew.
Conversations.
Turtle head.
Ew.
You know, this conversation is down like turtle.
It is. It
Man,
always is.
We've been off the air for 2 weeks, man. I've been ready to get, man. I've been doing shows. I've been having to keep my composure. I'm ready to cut loose. It's a celebration, pictures.
Oh my god.
You know, like, some days you just got.
As he drink his big humongous beer.
I got to make up for the past 2 weeks, damn it. I got to catch up. Shit.
Uh-huh.
Y'all done started it now. You at the
I
bar
didn't
radio?
do anything.
Nah, y'all was out at the bar radio. You got to drink. You supposed to drink.
I'm just saying it's a bar.
Turn up. Exactly. So don't be
But we
don't
didn't
be
say
acting like a
turn up
victim
on
now.
everything.
Don't be acting like a victim now
You
because
be
you
like,
getting it
I
now.
say, oh, I'm bringing this
You
alcohol.
asked for this.
And then you go and you drink that
You
alcohol,
asked for
some
this.
beer, this alcohol over there.
I feel like Larry. Is this what you want?
Oh my goodness.
Is this what you want? Are you not entertained?
Get yourself together.
Oh man.
So,
Oh man.
CP3, you know, gotta start off with the sports, man.
Yes,
Yeah,
indeed.
tell us
Yes,
what's going
indeed.
on.
We're actually in the middle of a very entertaining Washington football team game against the Las Vegas Raiders. They're up 7-6 in driving, looking like they're trying to get a touchdown to, lengthen this lead. They've been playing dominant ball. The Raiders have been playing tough. They're without some of their key players. Washington's without some of their key players. But it's definitely an entertaining game. And so if y'all see me looking off to the side, it's because I'm still watching. And then I'll give you an update once the game is over. Give you a quick post game because I won't be able to do my post game since we're doing At the Bar Radio live. So check us out. Then we also have Sports OTHP tomorrow night, as always, starting at 9 o'clock. We'll be talking about the Capitals starting around 9. We'll get into the Washington football team and their results about 9:30, 9:45. Then we'll talk Wizards, who are still, they're not as hot as they were when they started the season. I believe they're 14-9 now. I watched the game. Yes, I'm watching NBA basketball now. The Wizards are playing.
No, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, the Wizards are playing such good basketball to start the
They
season. I started watching it because they're playing defense. They have a big man that actually plays like a big man, and they actually have a bench. They haven't been really clicking since Bradley Beal has come back. Not saying that threw some of the chemistry off, but, fitting a piece back in there changes the whole rotation with the bench and, numbers and how much time. So I think they're figuring out they're still, I believe, third in the conference and still second in the division. So we'll definitely have the NBA roundtable talking about that. And also, I guess we might as well get into, I'm going to get on my soapbox and sports related situation that's going on. If you follow my page from a certain social media platform, I'm not going to name, but you can follow me at Carol Porter III with 3 eyes. You saw a post I put out the other day because I noticed a lot of Washington football team fans are a little butthurt about RG3's book that will be coming out next year on his time here with the Washington football team. And I find it hilarious because most of you folks get talked about by your family or by your job, and you on social media ranting about it every day. But yet and still a man gets demonized, his career, shortened because of certain DC sports media folks that decide to only tell one side of the story because they're afraid to hurt some egomaniac coach's feelings and don't want to lose the right to get interviews because he said something against him. So he has a right to tell his side of the story. I think the reason why you guys are upset is because he's actually getting paid to do it. Nobody wants to hear your story. Nobody want to pay to hear your story. You know why? Because you're irrelevant. That's why you're on social media talking about somebody instead of being somebody.
Wait, who are you talking to?
I'm talking to people that I know that are tuning in that I had some conversations
He's very
with.
specific.
Yeah, because people take a certain stance because they hear something or to read something. And like I said, I have sources that depart that I know some of the stuff that's going to be in the book. I couldn't speak about it because I would be divulging my source. But
I know some stuff in the book too.
Exactly. So me having my show, I had to keep my mouth shut to not lose my source, because if I would have said what was said, then they would know who the source was. So it's a lot of stuff that went on that the fans don't know about. And when I see you guys talking about, oh, he's only coming out because he's broke, and oh, he was trying to sign with a team a couple of months ago. Now he's talking bad about him. He's just bitter. First of all, the young man has a degree in political science, a master's, I believe. He has a military background and has first-round draft pick money.
Not him.
Well, his family. Yeah. I give him military background because his family is so well-rounded. That mentality that they were ingrained with, that he might as well say that he's military, the way they raised him.
You talking about
and
his
thought process and his value system.
Yeah, because when you're talking jobs and you say military background, that means that he would have military background. No, he don't have it.
I'm speaking in a
Gotcha.
thought process sense, not in the actual physical sense.
Well, here's my thing though. It's funny you say that because I don't feel like that was displayed when it came to him playing that military thought process, and that's just my opinion on this young man. But I did have a problem with him wanting to come back to DC.
To me, that was just him trolling
on
social media.
At this point, you know, in hindsight, it had to. You were trolling.
Yeah, he was trolling.
Or you're one of those people who like to punish yourself.
No, he was trolling because he knows that he would never come back here. Because in my opinion, I've been on the record saying this. The only thing that RG3 did wrong is he didn't know when to shut the fuck up.
I agree.
That was his only problem. The game that he got hurt in, he was diving to go down. Everybody was saying should get down. He was getting down. The issue was there was a 365-pound freak of nature in Haloti Nada that runs like a fucking running back and hit his knee in an awkward fashion where he tore ligaments.
There was a lot of things that he did. Well, said that I feel like, yeah, you're right. He should have shut up.
Yeah, but he didn't know because that's what I say. He has that. He speaks his mind. He's a political science major. He was learning how to speak his mind and to communicate. He didn't know that the DC sports media was a fucking spin machine.
Well, it wasn't just the media, because anybody who knows anything about football internally, not on the outside looking in, I'm talking about internally. You know, you're not going to talk trash about your line. You're not going to talk trash about the people who protect you on the field. You don't do that.
Well, I can't really say he talked trash. He said he shouldn't, stuff that he said, he should have said in the locker room, not on the air.
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah. When you say it in front of the public, in front of the media, in front of the public, now you can put yourself in a situation where they're not going to protect you.
Well, that was a young man coming from college into the pros and not understanding the differences in between that point exactly. But it all comes to me. It all comes down to the issue. Yeah, he should have shut up. Yeah. But it all comes down to a certain coach who was more worried about his legacy than developing a quarterback who needed to get developed. See, the thing that, take a step back. When you have a young black quarterback that's as fast as he was, going all the way to Pop Warner, what the coach teaches you is, if the first read isn't in there, run. High school, same thing. College and Baylor, they ran a wide open offense where he made one read, and if it wasn't there, he took off or he improvised. He never learned how to read defenses in layers and breaking down the defense and recognizing before, pre-snap reads, all of that. He didn't never have that. And then you get to the NFL against the best athletes in the world. College, 10% of the college players make the NFL. That means the other 90 are garbage.
That don't mean they're garbage. It just means they ain't make it to the NFL.
When you have a quarterback that has 4.2 Olympic speed and has a rocket forearm, they're garbage. That's why he was like a fucking video game player when he was playing for Baylor. But it's not a video game. And we were having this conversation. I can't remember who I was talking to. Madden has ruined folks' psyche on football. You think you can push a button?
To me about that.
Yeah. It's like you can push a button and the players want to do something.
Yeah.
No. They're human beings.
Video games have messed up.
People start because they think they can just play the game and you push a button and this is what they're going to do. What they're supposed to do when they come in the league. They should be developed already. No,
especially not a young player.
When you got them Burger King, you didn't know how to cook them fries, right?
Here we go.
When you burnt them that first time, they didn't fire you.
Wait, hold on.
They didn't demote you and put you back on the broom.
stop. I want that. I want. This is the time I want.
I'm just
Stop
saying.
it.
If you knew what you were
You
talking
knew
about,
the Burger King line was coming.
I had to. I haven't used it in a while.
Gonna make me McDonald's. Like,
I had to switch up, man. I had to switch up. The point I'm making is that man had an uphill battle. And when you have your teammates calling you Black Jesus in the media, and you're already a top pick, that Heisman Trophy winner.
That was an issue too, in my opinion.
Oh, Fred Davis was high as hell when he said that. He had to be.
Well, we already know that, but I'm saying in general, him coming to Washington, they put him on a pedestal.
Well, because his play was so amazing, we had never seen anything from that. You have to remember, this team had an owner that gave up the first round pick to not draft a black player. So we never seen a black quarterback that, with the accuracy, with the way that him and Shanahan had worked the zone read and perfected it to work with what he could do offensively. We hadn't seen that before.
I'm not just saying that because like they shouldn't say it or whatever. This is a young boy. He was very young. Why you look at me?
Because this is your wine I'm about to sample. I don't know what's going to happen.
Okay.
Oh, shit. Look it now.
I'm drinking one of Miss Lady Antoinette's beverages. You know, they're a little different.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to talk about that in a second.
She's supposed to introduce her wine.
Yeah, I'm supposed to, but you know, they got a little pre-introduction.
You know, when things start going crazy, you know, that's how you're going to feel when you sip it, so you're going to have a good time.
A little pre-introduction.
Give you some free advertisement.
Mm-hmm. They're going to know. They're like, oh, I want some of that. CP3 fell over.
You know that shit strong. I done seen him drink 211. I done seen him drink a 40 or 211. Ain't nothing happened. We got to get that shit now.
It's a little bit of red wine mixed with a 211.
It's a little tart.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I've never found a wine that had a good aftertaste of that.
You ever have a starter?
I don't think so.
Okay, I have a rosé that we're gonna try a little later.
Okay.
And then you probably will like that one.
I should have known you had another bottle, so.
Yeah.
What?
The rosé is chilling, and the
oh yeah, that's right. You did say something was chilling in the.
Yes.
You
just be like, yeah, baby picked them out of me. Making me drink.
I'm about to start calling you ABC store. You ride around with
bottles.
bottles.
Because I went to the ABC store with y'all, and this man trying to get you to order stuff.
Because you look like somebody that's going to order some alcohol.
Look like that?
You ain't got nothing in stock. Get a case for me. Fuck it. We ain't going through this shit again.
He didn't have what I wanted. I mean, that's his bag.
That was his bag because he didn't know what we were talking about.
It's actually not bad. Just that after.
And he didn't know. He gonna tell us that they've never sold it there, and I was like,
right.
I bought one from you 2 weeks ago.
I got like 3 bottles.
Like, are you sure we talking about the same thing?
He wasn't.
And then when we showed him,
he tried to play it off.
Oh, I know about a number, not by the name.
Yeah.
Then you're an idiot.
I was like, man, you just learned English 2 years ago.
Oh my goodness. You know what? See, this is what I'm talking about.
The funny thing is, when you look at the bottle, the name is over the number.
Mm-hmm. He don't play him no more. So that's your wrap up of the sports.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't want to go too far now, just because I know a certain other radio station still talks about him like he's playing for the team. But just to give a quick update, Washington did take the lead 14-6, but the Raiders were able to answer just now on a Josh Jacobs 3-yard touchdown run to make it 14-12, and I believe they're going for the 2-point conversion, trying to tie. I'm not really
missed that earlier.
Yeah, I'm not really upset. No, they kicked 2 field goals, I believe.
Yeah, but that means like they weren't able to tie it.
Oh yeah. So I got Jacobs on my fantasy squad, so I'm a little happy that he scored, but I'm not really worried because it's still early.
Say that when they're against our team.
I mean, because we're about to go on a long drive, and they're not going to get a 2-point conversion, so it's not really going to make a difference. Told you they're not going to get a 2-point conversion.
Yes, I know.
And then now they're going to go on a long time-consuming drive.
But I feel like this is a good matchup, though.
Yeah, the Raiders are 6-6. I mean, 6-5. The Washington football team's on a 3-game winning streak. Taylor Heineke's been playing some of the best ball. He's been improving every week. He's been, hitting the man underneath, not forcing any double coverage. He's been playing pretty good this game. Yeah, he does. Hasn't really made any mistakes. He's, buying time with his feet. He made another great play, eluding the sack. Unfortunately, threw it a little high. Would have been a first down if Logan Thomas would have came down. Would have been a top 10 play on every highlight reel today. But it's in the fourth quarter with a little bit under 11 minutes left. Washington's up 14-12. About to get the ball back and looking to extend this 3-game winning streak to 4 and get ready for a huge matchup next week against the division-leading Dallas Cowboys with the next 5 division games of the season lined up. A lot of folks complained about it, and I told folks, don't worry about it. That's a beautiful thing, having all your division games, because if you can get to that point at 500 or above, you control your own destiny. And we know what Dallas does in December. They went up against, they went winless in November, so they started early this year. But they went up against a team with, I mean, I'm just saying, they started early. It was supposed to be no nut November. It was no win November for the Cowboys.
But they won in December.
Yeah, they won. They for the first time in a while. You know, they won the first game of December. But they went up against a team with no quarterback. Taysom Hill, I don't understand why he just got a 4-year, $40 million extension, and then he starts and then throws 4 interceptions.
They should have wiped the floor with them, but they did not.
I mean, Trevor Siemian really ain't no better, and I hate to say this, they have to go on record, but Jameis Winston was the best quarterback they had for the Saints this year. I didn't think that would be possible, but Sean Payton is a quarterback guru. I thought because he had Drew Brees is what made, help him make it that, but the fact that he had Winston playing well, and before he got injured, they had a above 500 record and were in the ranks for the NFC South. So I gotta give a shout out to old Crab Leg himself.
You know
I ain't never going. Why you gonna steal Crab Legs, dog? Come on now. You know, in college, it was an accident. He forgot to swipe his food stamp card. Yeah, I used that. Yeah, that happened to me one time. I'm just saying.
Wow,
this is the stuff I can't talk about on my show, so I get to give my opinion out. I gotta keep it chill on my show.
But did you see he was looking at me? He was giving me the side eye when I said that it was an accident. But then he gonna say it happened to me.
It happened to me too.
Yeah, it did happen.
Mr. Me too.
Right.
Yeah, it did happen one time. I forgot to pay for it. I was at the self checkout.
Of course.
I was like, "Oh, damn, you're right, lady. I'm sorry. I don't know how I missed that $80 bag of crab legs.
$80 bag of crab legs.
I must have left my EBT in my other wallet."
On that note, how are you, lady?
I am wonderful. It's been a while. It's been actually 3 weeks since I have seen you guys.
Yes.
In the past 3 weeks, I did a 5K.
Okay.
Trot for a turkey. It was at Watkins Park. It was to help low-income families for Thanksgiving. That was cool.
How many turkeys you stabbed?
I'm sorry, what?
How many turkeys you stabbed?
Why would I stab a turkey?
You said it was for turkeys and stuff?
Trot for a turkey. It was a 5K. Well, it wasn't really a 5K. Let me take that back. It was like it was just a little short of a 5K. It was at Watkins Park, and everyone knows Watkins Park does their lights and things.
Yeah, I missed that. Yeah.
So when they first set it up before it's actually open to the cars, they have the Trot for a Turkey. So we are walking through it's at night, and as you're walking through the course, the lights are on. So that's real cool.
Yeah.
So did that. That was fun. And then I drove to Florida to have Thanksgiving with my oldest, who now lives in Orlando.
Your son go?
Huh?
Your son went too?
Yeah, my son went, my mom, my dad, we all went down.
In the same vehicle?
Yeah, we took my mom and dad have a minivan, they're grandparents. So they have a minivan.
Nobody got strangled.
Nobody got strangled. We went to the pool on Thanksgiving morning. Right?
Can't complain about
you
that.
can't say that you've done that. I've never done that before. I've traveled during Thanksgiving, but I've always gone to colder areas. So that was fun. So we were able to spend time with her. After Thanksgiving dinner, she was blessed with all the Thanksgiving leftovers. So
that's the best part. I swear.
Sure she ate well this week.
Turkey stew, boy.
You said turkey stew?
Oh yeah, man.
She has more than enough. Macaroni and cheese and turkey and just everything. And then that drive back was brutal.
You got text in the middle of the show.
Yeah, never do it. Not Thanksgiving week, no, sir, not at all.
Brutal.
I would rather walk. They drive in holiday traffic, no, sir.
That is a 12-hour drive with no traffic. Drive, mind you. Walk, good luck.
Hey,
just good luck.
Hey, man.
But yeah, that was brutal. But I mean, I will say that also, so since we're drinking our wine, my mom was able to try my wine for the first time on Thanksgiving. She tried the Moscato, the sparkling Moscato, and it was a little stronger than the one that she normally drinks, but she said it tastes good.
And that's why it's not here.
Yeah, it's not here because we drank it.
Exactly, because she liked it. That's what I'm saying. That's why the bottle didn't make it here, because she liked it that much.
Well,
No, that's advertising, man.
yeah, but I have right here. So those who are interested, I have the link in my bio on IG. So you go to IG, Lady Antoinette DMV. Always gotta put the DMV. But the link is in the bio. One Hope Wine, part of your purchase goes to charity, so that's cool. But this is a table wine. I have 151 and CP3.
What makes it a table?
A table wine. It's like an everyday wine.
So why do they call it a table wine? Because it's something.
Well, this particular wine. It's a red wine blend. It's literally a blend. And then, can you read that right there for me?
Hints of cherry and raspberry with cocoa powder and vanilla. It's a milkshake.
It's a blend. But this particular wine, it's a red wine. If you're not really into red wine, I would honestly not recommend it. But we do have white wines and things, so we're gonna try a rosé later on. This wine, it is not for those people who don't have a high tolerance. It is 14.4%. But it does not go down like a 14.4% red wine.
AKA means to sneak up on.
It means it's a little smoother, so just keep that in mind.
Big Daddy Kane wines.
So when your backhand come out, you know why.
Smooth operator.
But it comes to you really fast. It gets delivered straight to your house. Don't worry. Go on the website, order. It'll come straight to your house. It's already aged. This particular bottle is 2019. So it's already aged, so it's ready to crack open. You're good to go.
It never tastes like a 1730.
You know what? But now I have given you red wine aged in whiskey barrels before.
Yeah, well, I drank it. I had some.
I know, and that was actually stronger than this.
But that wasn't 1738. It's a whole different blend right there.
Well, you know, you can try that.
That's a whole different blend, baby.
Yeah, okay, this is a blend, but not that kind of blend.
Yeah. This about to be a blend right here. It's about to.
Somebody help. But yeah, other than that, that's all for me right now.
Quick note, CP3, you on your own.
I'm looking at him like,
But Lady Antoinette, this is the same guy.
Yeah, it's our fault. He gonna blame me. Watch.
I am not responsible for the action that will be committed after this bottle has been opened. I'm getting my disclaimer out there now.
This is the same
and
guy.
And do you have water?
Right there on the floor.
Look. Do you have water?
Agua?
You know what happened? So you are mixing your own drink with your own, because I don't want to hear that. Oh, 151. Oh, 151. Put the 151 in the maker.
I felt the pressure of the show building.
Whatever. He always talking about some pressure. Ain't nobody pressure you. I just wanted you to taste the day.
No, wine. It was Jim Beam. I put the 151 in the Jim Beam. He was like, I didn't.
The top just popped off by itself.
Yeah, we got you on camera doing this to your own.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Nobody but you.
Yes.
Hey man, gotta experiment. Only live once, baby.
Okay.
Only live once, baby. Gotta make it happen.
All he had was a beer and a little bit of wine.
It's hard out here for a pit, man.
So now that you said that,
was just a beautiful segue for you, baby.
Exactly. So now we gotta talk about the most deadly verses of all time.
Ratchet.
Yeah, see, I'm on it tonight.
Ratchet.
So it was Bone Thugs Harmony versus 3 6 Mafia.
Which sounds like it's gonna be a party, right?
It sounds like it'd have been a cakewalk for Bone.
Pretty damn good.
You thought it would be a cakewalk for Bone?
Yes.
Really? I've heard mixed things, but I'm just really. What
I
about
thought Bone would have walked the drive. Yeah. Because Bone has a lot of great moments in him.
they do?
Oh yeah, true.
But 3 6 has moments too, but not as big as. But once again, if we go back to the Luda Nelly battle, like
Yeah.
Nelly sold way more records than Luda. Luda
Yeah.
Luda had such a, just like in this situation, they had such a following from the underground that's been following since before they
But
got
it's
known.
not even
It
about
wasn't that.
the your following. It's about what's for the culture. If you have songs for the culture, then it's about song selection too.
Yeah.
Because real talk, 3 6, I feel like they got this versus. I feel like that. But I was really thrown off by playing Katy Perry.
Well, Juicy J's on that song.
I know. But there are a lot of songs that they didn't play. What made him? I understand he's saying like, "Oh, this sold a lot of records," but you notice that you got to read the room, bro. The room was like looking like, really, like we know you were on that song, but we ain't want to hear it.
So I guess before you talk about the ratchet moment. So they brought out Terrence Howard. He actually performed.
I was happy about that.
That was very creative.
I liked it. I don't even think it was creative. I kind of expected it, but I was happy to see it. You know, to see him go out there, because I want to say he did that for the Oscars, didn't he? Didn't he come out for the Oscars when they performed it?
He might have.
And they won an Oscar for the song, so that was good.
So shout out to Cruel Intention, my man Jamel Wanza. He is the online, basically guest host for the show always. And he always put up a point. He says, having a proper DJ
that's true
helps pick a record.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. What's up? What's up, Thomas? You know, as we're looking at our Invicta Watch.
Oh, I got one. Oh, I didn't get this one from him.
We just let you know.
He already cheating on you, Thomas. He cheating on you,
I
dog.
didn't cheat on you, Thomas. I'm sorry.
She
But
cheating
y'all just
on you,
didn't
dog.
have the one that I wanted in the store.
They ain't loyal.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't sip no more than 1738. Y'all gonna be
He
fighting.
can't have no more wine. He can't have no more beer. No more 1738.
She pretty damn good, dog.
And then you should see him looking at me like, yeah.
She pretty damn good. I found a new drink.
Oh my goodness.
1738.
Okay,
red
he said that they probably played the Mariah Carey because Bone. So they probably played they played the Katy Perry
because Bone played
Mariah Carey.
Okay, but here's the thing: Mariah is a little bit more acceptable in our culture than Katy. I'm just gonna be real with you.
True, and
Don't you think the little white kids was turning
Thomas,
tuned
What
into?
Thomas say?
Thomas ain't no good. He said they're still about to get forced.
See, Thomas, you playing.
See, we were
Because
just
it is
talking.
Christmas time.
We was just talking about that on the show previous to
I'm
this.
trying
show.
to be good, Thomas.
And my check is coming tomorrow, so I'm
Uh-oh.
staying away from Pentagon. Thomas, I'm not messing with you,
I
man.
don't know, man. I might need a new watch.
I know. I know what my.
Christmas is coming.
I know. I do got 3. I could use another 3.
Christmas is coming.
Damn it, Thomas.
Damn.
Shit.
And my mom has been eyeing this watch. She likes it.
The Metro still come out there.
Is the what?
The Metro still go out there.
Oh, yes, it does. It sure does. But what you know what? I don't know.
Gotta be incognito, man. I don't like being in Northern Virginia twice in 1 week.
Okay,
man.
but you gonna go on the Metro with your Invicta watches?
I'm gonna have something with me.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm done.
So Cruel Intention also, Jamel said that they should have played the yoga record, Juicy J. I don't know Juicy J.
Yes, I agree.
I didn't know that.
I would have done that. I remember that. I love that song. Baby, I'm not gonna sing it. But that should have been played instead of the.
But Juicy J has.
He has, and he did his verse on it. But I just feel like there was a vibe, and then bam, Katy, and everybody was like looking at each other like, for real. Like they didn't know what to do during that song.
If Katy Perry
Was there.
and
It would have been a
here's the
little
thing
different.
though, and it would have been different. It's the era when Katy Perry was still hot, Like she's cool, but she's like it's just Taylor Swift era right now. So
well, not even.
well,
but I'm just even with Katy Perry. I feel like had she come out there, would have been a little better. But at the same time, we were kind of all looking like what?
Yeah, we definitely was. So now we have to go to the ratchet moment. Mm-hmm. So
which one? Because it's
well, we're gonna go to the most infamous.
Yeah, we can do that.
Also, Lil Wayne was born.
And Gangsta Boo tried to talk him down. I'm sorry. Did I say that?
Little gremlin.
Gangsta Boo was all in his face.
Mm.
She was a little excited.
I think she was.
I felt like she was a little too excited.
And she slid down his paw.
And Wiz was there.
Yeah, Wiz came out also. So I mean, they now so Busy Bone was being Busy Bone.
Beige rage.
And Busy has been known to go off the hook for certain things. When they performed
a
lot of things. when they performed at the Fillmore about 2-3 years ago, he wasn't even there.
Right. And he wasn't in the group for a while.
Yes.
He was not touring with the group for a very long time. And even when he wasn't like locked up or anything like that. Yeah.
Oh, whoa. What do you mean you surprised that her and the chat didn't scrap? You know the chat and who had beef.
Gangsta has a lot of beef.
They from the same club.
What that mean?
That's true.
Can't we all just get along?
Because we have some verses that we might not be able to do because the group is 112 had 12.
Well, that nigga wasn't there.
Or they just had 2 because 2 people was missing. So the 1 and the 1 and the 111 that wasn't there. The 2 was there, but the 1 and the 1 wasn't. So they didn't have 112. So there are certain groups that like you can't bring these people in the same room.
They have personal beef. Is that like with the Boys and Men? Why the Deep Voice do they never around no more?
No, he was sick. He left the group because of like his back. He had like chronic back issues. He couldn't tour.
Wow.
But so Busy Bone, who I personally think suffered from mental illness.
Yeah, that's a good argument.
I think he may have some slight mental issues.
And I forgot I was following him, but he has like ramped up his social media presence.
Yes.
Because of Versus. And so now like I see a lot of his posts.
And he felt some type of way. And here's the thing too though. So Busy Bone and most of them has done these rap political songs for like DMX. They were known for doing it.
Yeah.
And
praying and all that.
Yes. And then when you go against a group whose initials are basically 666.
Yeah. It's kind of weird.
He felt a certain way.
I don't think that the names of the group was matched. They had beef from like 95.
Okay, and this is why I love when Jamel's on this thing because it is confirmed that Busy is a schizophrenic.
Yeah.
And so I know he had mental issues. And I know
but they even said when everything went down, they said he wasn't on his meds.
Yeah. And
you laughing, but the thing is that was real though. Like he really wasn't on his and he almost hit her when she said that.
Oh
yeah.
shit.
So
he
threw a mic in a bottle of water.
Yeah, he really did. He was throwing stuff at it. What? Versus had to cut the commercial. They've never done that.
Check. Hey, played in the Bisco commercial.
What happened?
Oh yeah, but so and then this is true too. So this is what Thomas said too. Black Score. And I get it. UCJ said what you should never say to another grown man.
Yeah.
What?
SMD, suck my dick.
Yeah.
You know,
and then it was just like chaos after that.
Let's be honest. Don't UCJ look like a dick? I'm saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I don't think you're not mature enough to have this conversation.
You're not.
I can't stand Juicy J, man. I don't know how the fuck he's so fucking popular. He makes great beats, but his fucking rapping is ABC 1 2 3. I'm like, dog, how does this? I mean, it's produced.
That's why he was actually a good addition to Katy Perry's song. It was like I was like, wait, is that Juicy J? Wait, that's a real rapper.
But you gotta also think too. One, you should never invite another man to unless you're ready to fight.
Yeah. Well, I think that was his purpose. He was ready to fight. Yeah. But
Cleveland niggas go. I don't know about that. I know Memphis goes, but the Cleveland niggas go.
Busy he was having a whole tantrum, like for real. And he called him ugly.
Well, they are ugly.
I don't know why y'all ugly niggas is up there mocking me. I was like, oh my God. But they are ugly, so.
I mean, they are ugly. They always like trolls.
I just got to give a quick. I got to see. I'm the only one to take this show off the rail.
All them niggas look like that.
I got to swerve it back on. I still can't believe what I hear. But the Washington football team is down 15-14 with 2 minutes and 22 seconds left after the Taylor Heineke interception. I don't know what the hell he was looking at. He basically threw it right to the defender. Las Vegas took advantage, got a field goal. The defense held up and didn't give up the touchdown. Now they have a chance to win the game. Heineke's in the pocket, throws on a run, and looked like he made a completion, a great throw to the rookie John Bates. He's been playing very well at the tight end with Logan Thomas. He's actually ruled out. He just had a knee injury in this game after his second game back. And Ricky Seals-Jones was inactive for this game, so the rookie is definitely playing well. But 2 minute warning, 2nd and 1. Washington has the ball, and what would be ironic is if they go down and kick a field goal and win 17-15. Now to be 2 weeks in a row, they had the improbable score of 17-15. Who could have scripted that shit?
And Washington is going to lose their mind, like as a city. Okay.
No, the fan base is still going to be split like crazy.
Jamil said Will was alive.
He was ugly, right? Like when he said that, I bust out laughing because it was real.
That's what I'm saying. With Lil Wayne, somebody was actually trying to kiss that nigga.
I mean, but it was Gangsta Boo. Look at who her crew is.
I barely remember Gangsta Boo.
But her crew, I'm talking about she was there with UGK, so.
Yo, shout out to my man Daniel who's watching them. What's up, man? Next one night rack. She had what's the song she had? $1 out or something?
I just remember she had a nice mouth. She had a pretty mouth.
I'm just saying,
what was the song that Gangsta Boo had, Jamel? What's the one song?
I think that might have been it.
What was it with $1 at?
We gotta Google that shit. Somebody Google some shit.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Like, he said, Google it.
Google that shit.
You sound all drunk. Google it.
Hey, baby, we having fun.
What's the name of the song? Gangsta Boo song?
It was with $1 at.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
It was. I hated that song.
It was a great strip club song.
I mean, yeah, that's the only.
That's when the shit got raw. Shit got lit. I was spinning records back in the day.
And but I mean, Lil Wayne came out the bands to make a dance. That's a strip club song.
That joint.
That's like one of the biggest strip club songs out there.
But you gotta remember what Bone brought to the culture and what 3 6 Mafia brought to the culture. Bone brought the harmonizing, the rap singing,
and weed ballads.
Yes.
Because I'm not a smoker, okay? However,
when she played Bones, sort of in the doobie.
Buddha Lovers is the song. Like, that is the song.
And talking about what family, the first of the month too.
Oh, the first of the month, right?
Yo, that's when the Bone was my shit. Me at the crossroads was my shit.
And did you see Tasha? That was her name. Tasha.
But you know, I will turn the radio on at the first of the month every month and
the first of the month. Yeah.
You know.
I was
everybody who's had EBT in their life always.
I was prejudiced against Bone.
Why?
Because I had a beef with a nigga from Cleveland that thought he was part of Bone.
This has nothing to do with it.
That's why I said I was prejudiced. That's why I said I was prejudiced. I didn't say it was right.
Bone, let me tell you something. You, of all people, out of the three of us, you should love Bone.
This nigga smoke up the bunch.
I was just prejudiced.
Have you heard Buddha Lovers?
No, that's why when you said it, I was like, yeah, that's why I was saying I'm prejudiced. I never really get music.
Let me tell you something. It is a ballad.
Man, that shit got real, dog.
You hear me? Buddha Lovers is a ballad about weed.
So you beef with a nigga and just said fuck that catalog.
Yeah, fuck Cleveland.
Wow,
that's how
the
it
whole
was.
city.
Yeah,
Wow.
cause like I said, shit got wild in that beef. So yeah, I was that nigga thought he was one of them and shit. I had to let that nigga know, that's a music video. Yeah. But yeah, so I didn't want to, and when that's what was funny when I ended up going to Cleveland. That shit was wild.
But to me,
wow.
Now when we think about songs 3 6 Mafia has brought to,
they got a lot of stripper songs.
They got a lot of stripper songs and sipping on some scissor.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they had Pimp C, so they already get a little boost from me.
Mm-hmm. Of course, we know.
I'm real, bitch.
One of the first rap groups to rhyme about sniffing cocaine.
Yeah. And sipping on scissor.
I still don't condone
like
that.
People were like, wait.
However,
is this really a song that they playing on the radio?
Let me
that's real life for them.
Let me say this though, because 3 6 Mafia did it, but also New York rappers rhymed about sniffing cocaine too. Recipe Prodigy, but in The Quiet Storm, I remember I had to rewind that part. I was like,
did you say
remember Ghostface Killer, sprinkle a little snow inside of Optimum. I was like, no. But now I understand why you say some of the shit you say now.
Yeah, makes sense.
I was like, okay.
But if you take a step back, a lot of people that we know of in the industry, they get coke.
Yeah, real talk. That's what I love about DMX was real about his shit. He never pretended. He told you.
Nigga, I'm high.
He was barking.
But that's all. We're gonna talk about that a little bit because he has a documentary out there on HBO Max.
Yeah.
I won't talk about it. But let's get to his verses because his verses is terrible.
The Washington football team is driving, looking for the game-winning field goal with 46 seconds left in the fourth. Taylor Heineke's commanding the offense.
Yo, even Jamel was like, how have you never heard Bud Smoker's own
beef run deep, dog. Beef run deep,
of
dog.
all people.
If I beef with you, I will blow your whole town up,
okay,
dog.
You know what? I need you to calm down because we do not need FBI coming onto the show.
That's in my past. That's how I used to be, man.
Okay,
I'm not that way no
like,
more.
You got 3 people like, how have you never heard
I'm a Scorpio. When I love hard, and when I hate harder.
Well, guess what? We are going to expose you. Of all, you lucky that you didn't ride with me today. Because guess what you would have been listening to?
I caught an Uber.
Buddha Lovers.
That's cool. I got backwoods.
And then you got a song with Biggie.
Well, I mean, I know this. I know the main. So I say I never bought any of their albums. Listen to them.
No. Out of everybody who I've met, that's a smoker.
It's me, man.
How can you be the one smoker that never listens to Paul?
That's just me, man. I told you, man. I had beef.
That is what they live by. Okay.
I know. I listen to some of my mans. They listen to them, but I never really listen.
No, that's like living in New York, but don't listen to New York with rap. Shit's crazy.
It's literally your culture. Like,
when I was also going through my Outkast phase, also.
Okay, still.
I was more in sync with Outkast and their.
Okay, Outkast did not talk about smoking as much as Bone did.
No, but their whole musical vibe was different.
Bone was the original. Like way back in the day, they were performing these songs, and guess what? They were smoking while they were.
That was before my thugdom. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I was in my Outkast zone. That was before I turned into that.
Oh, okay.
So I was
even now, and you said you went to go see Bone, right? What was in the air the entire time of the concert? What was in the air?
So this is the funny thing. So Jamil said, you not knowing about for Bud Smokers only like 150. Like 151, never hearing about the alcoholics. I agree.
Hey man, the alcoholics was that shit, dog. Man, the beat nuts and the alcoholics, man, them was niggas, man. Like I said, the beef run deep, man.
This is disturbing.
I told you back in. I told you I had issues in my younger days, man. I had a vindictive personality. Do you know what that means?
Yeah, we know, but
Thank you.
mean, at the same time, you smoke, so there's that.
I was listening to other people.
Literally, at a concert, you would fit right in. You would be with your people.
See, but that vibe wasn't. See, I was more of a Devin the Dude type of. Listen.
Okay, that really need to listen to Bone.
No, that's what I'm saying. Devin is more laid back and chill. Bone
they are very laid back and chill. They were high.
I know, but like I said, at that time in my life, what was going on when I listened to Bone Thugs and Harmony, I linked it with the nigga I was beefing with. So I was like, fuck them niggas. I don't want to hear none of that shit.
Did you at least listen to Cypress Hill?
Yeah, that was my shit. Okay. Yeah.
But he said Devin the Dude was laid back. That's why he listened to Bone is literally no.
But they had some songs where you know you
gotta listen to their album. Their album, you were on a whole trip. That's what their album is.
Well, I'm still
like they make non-smokers want to smoke.
Well, I'm gonna have to check it out then.
Yeah. So
quick scoring update. Not to cut you off, my good man. Washington's newly signed kicker after slide tore his hamstring trying to chase after a guy he couldn't catch.
Right, there you go.
I don't know why I never know why these kickers run after these 6'6" dudes. What you gonna do?
Trying to be the hero.
I'm saying, what you gonna do when you get there? You gonna swat you off like a fly, so you didn't pull your hamstring for no reason. Their new kicker, I forgot. I lost his name. Yeah, Johnson. I just had the name of I scrolled off the wall. Johnson hit a. It's not game winning yet because it's still 37 seconds left in the game.
His name like Johnson.
Because we done hit us our fourth fucking kicker this shit, nigga. I'm trying to lose track of these motherfuckers. We done been through 4 centers and 4 kickers.
Nigga, Johnson's an easy name. Don't you bad for Johnson? You walk over it.
My Johnson ain't spoke to me in 3 weeks, nigga.
Oh, but that's not something. Look at the fans. Oh Lord, I swear.
That's what I'm talking about. The Washington football team is poised to win their 4th game in a row. I'm not going to jinx it because there's still 37 seconds left in the game.
So this is what Jamel has said to you. You cannot be with a city and don't act like you like, because you cannot be with a city. I didn't like Virginia Beach until I went there. So
I've been to Cleveland.
Were you still beefing after you went to Cleveland?
No, but still at the point I've been there.
So, what that mean?
I don't know. I'm just
Did you hate the city while you were there?
It was.
Did you fuck a girl while you were there? Did you have a Cleveland?
I had my girl when that's why I was out there for my girl.
Oh, you had a thought.
No, that's the one that worked for the. Yeah, that's the one that was working for the oil company.
Okay.
Yeah,
you had a real relationship.
Yeah, so I was flying out there. Lake Erie was right behind her apartment. That shit was beautiful. She'd go to work, I'd go out back and take my herbal walks. It was beautiful.
And you should. And look, you should have been listening to Bone when you did it. You should have been.
Jamel said, "Gangsta Boo was slow dancing the Bone. You cannot get more laid back than that." Like your argument is failed.
She was though. She was.
That's what started the beef.
Look at this. Oh my God.
Good defense by Bobby McCain on the breakup down the field. Las Vegas is trying to win this game.
Yeah, I'm glad you did that because I don't think I'll ever
get used to saying Las Vegas.
As far as a football team.
I mean, with them having the hockey team, that's what threw it off to me. Yeah, that you're able to do the hockey with but they have a rabid fan base that's looking for sports and they got revenue with the casinos, so it's all working out. They got a dome so they don't get burnt out there in that sun.
Dog, I still can't believe that you don't.
Yeah,
you're one of the biggest smokers I know. Your smoking card has been rejected.
One of. Fuck you mean? Disrespecting my gangster.
But we're one of, because you don't listen to the main group.
Because I mostly listen to UGK when I'm in my zone. That helps me get in my zone. Smoke something, bitch. You know what I'm saying?
What?
That's
you really don't understand.
That's who I vibe with, man.
I'm a sorry.
Deep goes the hate goes real, man.
I just assume all bud smokers listen to Bone.
Yeah, I waited 5 years to get somebody back before, man. When the hatred goes deep, it's hard for me to listen to a Bone song and be like, it's not their fault.
What the fuck is wrong?
Like I'm watching Good Will Hunting. This wasn't your fault.
You busy Bone got some issues.
I told y'all I got mental issues. I was in therapy for a year and a half.
Keep hitting that reefer, sending me straight to heaven. Keep rolling, smoking, and choking.
Sound like my life.
Oh, really? It does? Well, guess what?
My life, my life.
That is part of a Bone Thugs and Harmony song.
That's what I said. I might gotta go back and listen to the little niggas.
I mean, it's 20 years too late, but
just saying,
you know, I'm feeling
2005, nigga.
Wait,
what you talking
it might
about?
be more than 20. Wait, let me Google.
Nigga, I'm feeling 2005, nigga. What you talking about?
When did Buddha Lovers come out?
Shit. My hip hop collection is, like I said, 2005, baby. After that, shit don't really exist to me.
No, it was before that. Wait, Buddha Smokers Only came out in 95.
I'm gonna have to announce that the
Buddha Lovers came out in 95.
Has won 4 in a row and are now 500 after defeating the Las Vegas Raiders 17-15. Our stream is a little behind. I just got the official alert the game was over.
okay.
So, yay.
So yeah, 95.
That's the year I graduated.
When did you start smoking?
Before he graduated.
Allegedly. I remember one night. I came in after practice.
We about to start.
Nah, because I was just talking about this the other day. I was talking about my dad. I came home. I was smiggity. I was fried, and they had cooked like fried chicken for dinner. My room was in the basement, so I was downstairs chilling. I said, I'm gonna go upstairs. Man, I took like 5 chicken legs. My dad was like, "What the fuck wrong with you?" Looked up like, "Huh?" Like, never mind. Went downstairs.
He already knew.
Yeah, he's like, "Little nigga,
Right.
get out my face." It was tripping because he used to mad when I was smoking. Like, what you smoked when you was coming up? Why you mad at me doing the same thing? He never said nothing after that. I was like, yeah, your brother told me. I don't say my uncle because he ain't my uncle. Fuck that.
You know what? Here we go.
Like I say, I hold the grub.
Have you ever listened to Pink Floyd?
By accident.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it play in this dealership sometime. Yeah, it's cool. Like I said, I listen to all different types of genres. Just, you know, some if I don't, you know, like I said, I was a different person, and you know, I took my anger out on everything and everybody.
Okay.
Clearly.
I hate the Cleveland.
Well, as long as you go back, you got a lot of ground to cover. It's like I said,
well, I got
95.
I see what I got a lot of stuff on my plate right now. Between Dexter and I'm keeping up with my shows, man.
Are you watching these shows while you're driving?
Sometimes I'll be streaming on my phone.
You shouldn't.
I'll be on the
just
seat.
Go ahead and listen to music.
I'll be listening.
Oh, by the way, Mary J. Blige has a new video. She looks fine.
She has been looking fire.
Yeah,
since her birthday. She did a birthday photo shoot. I was like, all right.
She looking for a man.
Oh, but before we go off of Bone, Busy's son just released. I sent it to y'all, by the way.
I didn't get to watch it yet, though.
His son, I can't remember his name, but shut up. But his son sounds like him.
Oh yeah.
It's so creepy.
Gonna miss everybody.
But his voice is a little deeper than his dad's.
Gonna miss everybody.
I don't think I'm though. Out of Bone, Crazy Bone was my favorite.
Yes.
Like everybody
liked Crazy and Lazy.
Everybody loved Busy because Busy was
he was the fast rapper and he was a firecracker.
But Crazy, Crazy was vicious.
But Crazy couldn't stay out of jail.
Yeah,
that was his downfall. I wonder why.
Nigga
named Crazy. I'm like,
that's when I was Flash.
Yeah, Flash too. Crazy stayed in jail a lot too. Yeah, but of course later on.
All I can say is Cleveland niggas.
Right, but Lazy was like their Snoop. You know, like he was his personality was like their Snoop.
Oh yeah.
But Flash was in jail when the album was released. We didn't even see Flash for a while.
Yeah, that's true. So Jamil, Crazy has he plays 4 instruments.
That's good.
Damn. That would be pretty good.
We know one of them is a bomb.
You know what?
And about the Pink Floyd album, The Wall, Scarface would start his studio sessions by playing the Wall CD before starting.
Okay.
Yeah, Scarface is one of my mains. Yeah.
Yay.
What was the other music topic we were about to talk about, but I said we're gonna wait.
There's a lot been going on.
We did the verses.
It's been so much.
It was a movie. You didn't see. I know you probably didn't watch the Halle Berry movie Bruised.
I didn't watch it. However, I checked out the
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's all women. Halle and Cardi produced it.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
The movie actually itself is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good. I like it. Definitely good.
I had to sit down and.
I mean, it's basically it's shout out to Tom. She said he's seen it, and it's basically she's an Asian MMA fighter.
Right. And that's crazy because I used to dabble in MMA, and I, of all people, you would think I would watch that.
I could see.
But I haven't watched it yet.
I can see you now with somebody in the arm hold and shit.
I'm just saying, I used to train at Lloyd Irvin's gym. Anyone in the area who's in like martial arts and everything, Lloyd Irvin was a big name.
I said, hand over the camera, lady. The last one, I'm taking it.
But here's the thing: the reason why I chose his studio was because I was tired of these little rinky-dink studios that really they were teaching you to fight for competition. You know?
Oh shit.
So instead of teaching you to fight for competition, I wanted to really actually protect myself. Lloyd went on. They did like a Channel 9 news article because someone came in to rob his house.
Mm-hmm.
It was like 3 dudes. They had weapons, and he disarmed and held 2 of them. The third one got away.
Jason Bourne and shit.
Black guy too.
I didn't. Thomas just pointed out in the Bruce movie the fights in the victory.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We gotta talk to them about sponsorship, dog. For real.
Victor, that's what's up.
Yeah.
You ain't pay attention to it.
Depend on if my
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, so.
I thought it was good.
Damn it, Thomas, you got me thinking about that 2 for $4 right now.
Right?
I know, right?
They could use another 3 when you watch this, man. It is Christmas.
Right. That's what I said. It's Christmas
It's Christmas
time.
time, but it'll be
No,
good to ourselves.
no, I gotta put some more money in the bank. No, I can't do it.
But wait, hold on.
You know you can do the credit.
Did you give any of those watches away? Look
Your
at
name
you.
ain't Santa Claus?
Oh my God. So why are you talking about it being Christmas
Because
time?
I told you.
Because you ain't giving. I'm about to say you not giving none away.
I gotta
for
bless my. I
presents.
didn't put in a lot of work this year. I deserve presents. Shit, I don't have nobody looking out for me. I got my dog. That nigga don't do nothing but just sit there.
You need an Invicta dog collar for him. Look, man. If they gave it to you,
Yeah, they gave it to me. They're trying to sponsor. Man, look, hit us up, man. We can always do Invicta Presents at the Bar Radio, or Invicta Presents Sports on the Hill podcast. Think about it, y'all, baby. Game changing.
Man.
That's that 17. Let's go to a video break.
Yeah, we're about to do that.
I gotta balance this alcohol out.
So yeah, let's do a quick video. I guess we played. We played.
help.
Where your bitch at?
You should
No.
play. You should
I was
play.
going to play a song, not a video.
Play both. I need a break. Gotta get myself together.
He's not together.
This Lady
for real.
Antoinette red wine is doing something.
So, I told you he was gonna blame me. I told you he was gonna blame me.
Hey, it's on the record.
But
It's
I
your fault.
told you up front the alcohol percentage.
This is advertising, y'all. It worked. It worked.
The alcohol percentage is not low, so if you do decide you want to blend your own wine,
have
you
a
have to
rough
keep
day.
that in mind.
And you want to shake that shit off?
Oh, I thought he was gonna say something
Drink
about
that
shaking.
shit. You know what? See, I'm trying to do a promo for your alcoholic beverages.
Why he
And then-
saying like that?
yeah,
Alcoholic.
your alcoholic beverages. It's got me talking slurred and shit. Gotta go eat some bread before I go home. We in Northern Virginia. I ain't trying to get pulled over.
Oh my! Eat some bread.
I ate some bread. I ate some fries earlier, so the bread should help.
All right, so let me play some videos real quick. I think I'll start us off with a spoken song.
Uh-oh.
Biggie Killer Chord. Goodbye.
Oh man, it's a great game, man. 6-6, that's huge. Check my pick one. I think I had a good week in my pick one. Oh, I only got 2 games right.
How you gonna mix 1738 with wine?
It tastes
did
pretty
complain.
good. No, it's pretty good. Pretty
But I
damn
told
good.
you it ain't weak wine, so I could see if it was weak
I
wine.
was just fucking around for the broadcast.
No, but I'm saying in general, just I'm telling you to watch yourself.
Seattle came back.
All right, Mike's on.
Yeah.
Damn it, Seattle.
That is shit.
Fuck that.
try to think it could be worse. I could be going to court. Thank God I'm not in the cell. Don't
Not
have
court.
cancer and sell. Try not to eat the chicken, still trying to get chicken as well. I represent where I dwell. I do be doing it well. Nobody do it like I do it. Don't mean well. Kill the shit collected. Always let my name people yell. Cause I say hold up, they say hold up, put the weed in the air. Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. No way to weed, that's hold up. Hold up. Freaky, freaky, wild girl. Freaky, freaky, wild girl. It's just a figure. It's not just study weather. Like she can't have a figure, but that don't mean that she never. However, then getting my shit together. Steering clear with no fish.
Yeah, 500. We at 500. Our record.
Oh, yeah. I'm thinking about I'm already in my mind so else.
I'm looking at you like, we at 500. Like,
I was thinking about some shit at work tomorrow. I was like, 500 what? I'm thinking about what? I'm talking about sales. I'm like, who I got to call tomorrow? And just come out like, who I got to call at 500? $500 for the fuck?
It's just a matter of time. But we be rich because we really rich inside our time. All these people that I follow inside of myself, making big moves with my music. Yeah, I'm proud of myself. But I'm proud of you too. If you listen, I know you got the shit you can do. Well, fuck it, do what you do. You can do it, you can do it. Take the time and trade it, mind you can do it. Really nothing to what you do. Make you move and move. Get it, do it. You can do it, you can do it. Take the time and trade it, mind you can do it. Really nothing to what you do. Make you move and move. Get it, do it. So sad, you do it. Ain't no place you can do it.
Gonna grab my ones already.
Now, I'm really about to go get up.
for this song?
Them round that nigga can't beat up.
Still down to go to pole to that truck.
Oh, Lord.
You gon' fuck with the vision.
For the last 2 Saturdays in a row, everybody's birthday, they want to go to the fucking club and shit.
Feds be watching out your
Like, nigga, I don't work there no more. I gotta pay to get in now, nigga. Fucking man, make some pictures.
Leave it on me.
I better use it as a venue too. I gotta talk to the management.
Now I'ma get up.
They had a go-go band in last night. They wasn't doing bands and stuff. So
Pushing this right, I'm doing sit up. I was just dirty, now I got my fit up. These bitches, I bet they gon' miss us. And I got the bag if you think that I'm strong. Keep this shit brace like I'm sipping some. Even though niggas don't know what to get on.
What is trying to get on?
$49, you put it on for $49 down, put it on progressive, you get the payment. And you know, you pay it off in 90 days, it's the same as cash.
You said $49 and then they what?
$49 down.
Uh-huh.
And then you still progressive, like, say you bought my laptop with,
Uh-huh.
and if you pay it off in 90 days, it's straight as cash.
I just rapping for money.
Yeah, because they're not going to charge an interest rate.
I'm gonna pay mine straight off. I get my check, I pay it for it.
I'm a consolidate.
Yeah, I ain't never did that.
I think that shit look like, they got to the second month, bro.
Tell them niggas send me some pictures of what they got when they get to work.
You can't blame me this time.
I'm just saying, see what the prices like. What the prices look like? Might be Christmas sale this time.
You can't blame me.
Y'all started this shit. I got out my watch phase.
I gotta get some women's watches.
10 rounds that nigga can't get out. That's what you get when you fuck with
Burger. What's that day? Y'all niggas need to get some baking powder. Yeah, mix it with cocaine.
I was just down, now I'ma get up.
That shit.
Sleeping on me, I'm ready to get up.
I forgot to bring something that I wanted to talk about.
No, another bottle.
Huh?
No.
No, I didn't say another bottle. Speaking of, if you get up, can you grab that?
Came out of nowhere.
Anyway, you heard of Black Sands, right?
Yes.
I have the whole collection. I'm gonna bring it in to show, because that's a black comic that he's trying to flip into an anime. So that's big for black culture right now.
I want to put together a black gun club.
A black gun club? They already are some.
I know. I'm gonna put one together myself.
But there's a national one, like the NRA. They got the big version too.
I want to put together and start doing it because it's a joint prime time something. They got a trailer down in Waldorf, and I seen them on Facebook because there's a chick that we supposed to get on here that she goes around teaching gun safety and as the women. Yeah, I was trying to get her on our show when she was in town, but schedule just didn't link up.
That's the one in Atlanta.
Yeah, she basically.
I think she linked up with a couple people I know.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna reach out to my
Michelle or
homeboy.
something.
I don't know her
I
name.
think it was like Michelle or something.
But I know it's a chick in Atlanta. But my homeboy French, him and his wife do it, and she teaches for the women. Like she does the all women one. I can reach out to them.
Yeah, I want to. Like I said, I'm trying to make.
And my cousins, they have they teach as well. So I really want to get my cousins first because my two cousins are in it. They do it too. They
I was going to try to get these ladies.
These two?
Yeah, but they beat with each other right now. So.
As we just said that's how it be sometimes.
Come over to my house. We'll work out the beef. I give him some of my beef. I'm gonna give him my beef, and we're gonna work it all out.
Ew.
Swear black people can't get along and shit.
But I just said that. Even if you're in your own clique, you was like, that's her clique, no matter. Some women are like beyond petty, especially young.
We just find out which one trying to come on.
Yeah.
I was talking to my man. I was like, I think the one of them going to be in the next deal to be going to shoot Renegade.
Where your bitch at? I can see them in there.
Wants it to be.
Yeah, I can see them being in there. Yeah.
You can see them being in there. You just already imagining it.
I told you, I already got a whole concept and everything. Just gotta call my man, get his truck, and get the big truck, snatch his bitch up. Where your bitch at? She in the truck, nigga, lapped up.
I'm about to be live.
You ain't even go get to the he didn't even get her. Yeah, man, we still got a little bit of that stuff. I just don't want it to explode.
Oh, the one that was in the freezer.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't say all that. I ain't cleaning up shit.
See, you about to go get that other bottle?
I'm gonna empty the platter first. He all this time.
We played 3 videos.
It's like,
that's
what drunk people do. That's what.
This nigga drunk.
And he gonna blame me. I'm trying to tell you. Yeah, it's your fault.
Oh man. So I want to wait for CP3 to get back because we do have to talk about. We gotta talk a little serious.
A little seriousness.
Yeah.
What are we gonna talk about?
You gotta put the shit on the page.
Really, he ain't had to sound like a whole race.
God dang. I'm so glad that y'all not in here. I'm so glad y'all not in here.
Why is he so mad? He's like,
That shit was loud as a motherfucker. So LeBron James is about to become part owner of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Yes, that's pretty damn. That's a pretty big ass move for a black man. CP3 as our resident hockey man and non-bone listening weed smoker. LeBron James is about to become part owner of the Pittsburgh Penguins. How epic is
that?
That's definitely a huge move. I've always been a big fan of hockey. I've actually had some folks tell me I'm the only black guy they know that loves hockey as much as I do. So for one, LeBron is a businessman, and if he's able to get ownership, part ownership of a NHL franchise, even though it's Pittsburgh.
Well, I think, and not to cut you off, I think that it would. His name will entice more black people to watch it.
That's also it's also good for the NHL because I was having this conversation with someone the other day, one of my coworkers. He's a diehard hockey fan also. The revenue for hockey players is the lowest of the four major sports, money wise per player, with revenue sharing with the collective bargaining agreement. Where hockey made their mistake when they had 2 lockouts in a 5-year span, and they lost a lot of fans. They lost a contract with the 4-letter network that I'm not going to mention on the air, and they kind of suffered with their revenue because hockey players are the toughest players out there. A lot of folks, a lot of black folks that I talk to are amazed that I rarely watch basketball, but I watch every hockey game in the hockey season because
we think of hockey as a white sport, but there's a lot of black people that like hockey.
Yeah, hockey is basically basketball on ice. If you take the time to learn a few simple rules, it's basically the same thing as basketball on ice.
I've never in my life heard of anyone describe hockey as basketball on ice.
It's pretty much
that's a first.
Yeah, it's because you got pick and rolls, you got give and goes. Your center in hockey is like your point guard in basketball. He's the one that makes things happen. Your forwards in hockey are like your forwards in basketball. Those are your big guys that go to the net and get the rebounds and get the goals in. Your goalie is like your center. He protects your net. Your other guard are like your defenders are like your power forward down on the box. They're protecting the net. As long as you know 3-line pass, the lines that's on the ice, the blue and the red, puck cannot go over 3 lines without it touching your player on your same team. That's icing. Offsides, just like old school basketball. Half court, you steal the ball, you got to take it out, bring it back in. The ball has to be the first thing to come into the zone before you can score. Same thing with hockey. You know those rules, and you watch the puck and watch the plays develop, and you go to a lot. See, the key is going to a live game. Watching on TV, you don't get the full effect. When you go to a live game and get the vibe of the crowd and the momentum swings, the big hits, it's a whole different environment. I was lucky enough to experience it at a young age, watching the Capitals. My dad worked for a large beverage company, and they had company suites. I'm not giving nobody no free plugs on this. If they ain't paying this, dog, I'm not mentioning their name no more, dog. Fuck that. We got to get our dollars. I'm tired of seeing these other motherfuckers get. We ain't mentioning no names unless we getting some dollars in our pocket. Where the dollars at? Where the dollars at? No doubt. But you got to go to, once you go to a live game, hockey is a hell of a sport. I try to get more of my brothers and to at least check it out. They're resistant, they always crack jokes and shit. But hockey is a hell of a sport, man. And I got to get on my pedestal again about my man, Alex Ovechkin. If this man isn't called the greatest DC sports athlete ever, I'm going to take you in the back alley and beat the shit out of you. Sorry. I'm sorry. You have to look at what this man has done. He's been a lifetime Capital.
That's true.
Just scored his 750th goal of his career, faster than anyone else except for Wayne Gretzky, who he's chasing.
He really is.
He's one of the most physical players in the league. He leads and since he's been in the league, he leads the league. He's 4th in hits. And he's only missed 15 games in 17 years due to injury. 5th in hockey.
And they got a lot of games.
This man took a puck to the face 2 games ago and was back out there and scored a hat trick the next game.
But honestly, that's a common thing.
I mean, yeah, but this like I say, my dream is to get an interview with this guy. I'm working on it. But you have to look at the body of work and all of the criticism that he took, the Sidney Crosby comparisons, him going to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh was a storied franchise that had Mario Lemieux, one of the greatest players ever. Also, Yarmer Yager, who's Ovi's chasing right now for the all-time goal scoring lead. So they have a different history than the Capitals. The Capitals, were a mediocre team for a long time when they first came into the league. But to be drafted and to do what he's done to bring a championship here, and with him on the goal race, think about the lockout. Think about the shortened season last year, the strike shortened season, the Olympic shortened season. Imagine how many more goals he would have had in those games that were missed because of stuff that was out of his control. We're watching history in the making, and DC sports fans, I hope you appreciate this dude, because I don't think he gets enough accolades in the sports world, period, for his impact on the game, how good he's been. And it's like every night he's breaking the record. Like I said, he had a hat trick one night, and he had a hat trick of assists the night before. He's scoring more points now at the age of 37 than he was when he's scoring in his 20s. Oh, man. This man is and his son, 4 years old, already hockey skating and shooting the puck like his dad. Dog.
I got a follow up to the story that we talked about. When we talked about Kanye West, he actually paid the money that he said he was going to give to Beanie Siegel.
Oh, for real? And I mean, he can afford his shit.
I don't know if he gave him $50 million, but Beanie Siegel took pictures on Instagram with the money that Ye gave him.
Aww.
About damn time.
Well, first Beanie wasn't going to take it. He said,
hold on. This guy over here got so many comments that I know you can't hear over the mic. So I know, like, on camera, I know they're looking at me like, why she keep looking at him like that?
This nigga charging $2,000 for some jeans that they already been worn and washed like 20 times. The fucking shoes look like some fucking alien shit.
But shit, white people do it and they call it fashion.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool. I'm not a fashion person. It's just the stuff that I'm like, I don't understand this old hole in the gym. Like, you're paying more money for less material. I'm looking at it practically. I'm like, dude, you're paying more money. You don't even have a whole pair of jeans there, and you just paid $90.
The people do that with the white people fashion, though. What's the difference?
Nigga, I go to motherfucking Burlington and give me a pair of jeans for $39.99 and call it a day.
Anyway.
$90? That's crazy.
Shout out to Vibe Williams. He just tuned in. Shout out. Great interview last week. We appreciate you, bro.
What's going on, bro?
Hey. I'm sorry I missed you.
Man, she was driving on the beltways and such.
Beltway? You mean on just 95?
Yeah, 95, 295.
So... I guess we gotta talk about the real topic of the day.
Yeah.
It's funny how the media portrays black people as killers and thugs, and granted there are some bad black people. But we don't shoot up schools.
I was just having a conversation about that. How culture-wise,
so
how that works.
It's amazing how that works, right? As before the show went on air, CP3 read me this. We were going to talk about it, but CP3 decided to dive into it before we went on air.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're aware of the situation with the Crumley family, where the teenage kid killed 4 of his student friends or students.
No, they weren't his friends.
Well, yeah, were students at high school. I haven't read all the ins and outs. I've just been catching up on what's been going on, but I've been getting details from, figuring out what's going on, because the teenager, I had his name. I don't even want to, because we normally don't give out the name of teenagers in this situation.
Well, he's 17, and I believe they're trying him as an adult.
Yeah, so his last name is Crumley. You can Google it, 4 kids killed at school. That's what I did.
In Michigan.
Apparently this kid had problems, and there were red flags that were thrown and people reached out to the teachers and the counselors to let them know there was a instance where the young man had apparently drew something and another student saw it, reported it to the counselor. Then
it was, to be precise, I think it was like bullets with blood. And
yeah, so like I said, I don't want to misquote what I heard because I was listening to it and looking it up in passing. But that's why I don't want to give too many specifics because
his name is Ethan Crumley. I'll say it.
Yeah, I don't want to somebody to come in and, oh, you were wrong, you're making up stuff because he's white. Like, shut the fuck up. So apparently there were red flags, and then he was actually caught Googling ammunition because there's an ammunition shortage along with shortage on a lot of other things.
But CPD, this is not even the worst part of the story yet. That's not the appalling part of the story.
It's a lot of appalling things.
It's a lot. It's a lot. They also, when they caught him Googling the ammunition, they actually contacted his parents. The parents disregarded the phone calls and apparently sent him a text saying, don't worry about it. We're not mad at you. Just don't get caught, LOL. And about 2-3 hours after that is when he killed 4 other people. And they're being...
The day before.
The day before?
No, the day before, the parents actually were there for a meeting.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't want to. Like I said, I've heard
the school told them to take him.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
They would not.
They were. Oh, also the mom is pro-Trump, and she actually wrote to him. And I'm not going to quote the whole thing because I don't remember the whole thing. The thing that stood out to me was one of the things she said was, a lot of folks are upset about you saying grab them by the. But we've been getting, fucked in the ass for so long. I don't mind getting grabbed by the. So that statement alone, she's a Second Amendment pro. Pro. I'm not going to say nut because I'm pro Second Amendment also. I have a legally registered gun that's registered. I don't think they're not going to take anybody's guns. It's right to bear arms. I just think the gun laws need to be enforced and also amended on some categories that I've spoke about.
But he's 15 years old, right?
He's like 17.
He was 15, but I think.
No, I thought he was 17.
I thought it said 15.
Well, I know he's a minor.
I think he was 15.
But here's the thing: his father bought the gun for him on a Black Friday.
Black Friday, yeah.
So the father bought the gun, and it
wasn't in the drawer locked. It wasn't in the safe or anything. It's supposed to be locked
up because he's a minor. Blah blah blah.
That's one of the things. That's one of the reasons why the parents got charged also in the act, and they actually were missing. For Friday, they were supposed to turn themselves in at 4 o'clock. They were supposed to report to the courthouse at 2 o'clock, but no one had saw them at 5 o'clock. And I just checked but like I said before, we came on the air, and they did turn themselves in there, on $500,000 bond, and they're going to be on trial for involuntary manslaughter and some other charges also. And
it should be second-degree murder.
Well, for them, I think they're going to charge them what they feel can stick.
Yeah, I mean,
it's going to be hard to charge them with second-degree murder and that stick. It's better to charge them with something that's going to stick. Well, in the eyes of like the prosecutors, to charge them with something that they know is going to stick, and instead of because you can't charge them, you can't retry them for the same thing.
That's true.
So go for what is gonna stick. Yeah.
It's so far. Because we hear so much about the breakdown of the Black family, but when this happens, people get quiet. They don't want to talk about.
No, you mean certain people.
Certain people get quiet. Yes. Yeah. Certain people get quiet because they don't want to take, because he had the mother and the father. They were just pitiful. Yeah. They were horrible. I mean, they're part of the problem.
I mean, when it comes to the Second Amendment, I don't know what it is with certain folks in this country, but after Sandy Hook, I keep saying this, and I don't know why it doesn't, hit home on different levels. After Sandy Hook, when those little white kids got killed in school, and you had some nuts saying it wasn't real. You had some folks talking about they just doing this to plot or they're just using stunt doubles and all this and that. When they did nothing about the gun laws when little white kids were getting killed, you're done. It's never going to change. If they don't care when white kids are getting killed in school, just going to school, kindergartners wouldn't know, oh, well, they had mental issues or they were cast out so that somehow they brought it on themselves. Like we see them demonize minorities when they get killed by authorities. Little innocent kids, and they did nothing. So to me, that signals to me, just like I said about the Kyle Rittenhouse situation. So I feel like after that, I should be able to go to a KKK rally with a legally owned gun, and once I feel threatened and they chase me, I have the right to kill them and say it's self-defense.
But there is a young black woman in Kenosha, Wisconsin, same courthouse as Kyle. She is on trial for murder. She shot and killed a man who had kidnapped her for sex trafficking.
And she's on trial.
She's on trial. I think the shooting happened in 2018 or something crazy. Kyle has already had his trial and walked.
Protection for the protection.
So this needs to be handled.
But it's sickening. I mean, you see the injustice, you see it, and then the thing with the written, the only reason why I spoke about it because I heard so many conservatives and Republicans coming at me. Well, he had a right to protect that property. He crossed county lines with a gun that he wasn't supposed to own because he was 17.
Right.
Somebody tried to argue me and told me the law in Wisconsin is 17. I Googled it.
It's 18.
And sent it to them, and it clearly says 18. And they once they dismiss that charge, when you have him clearly on video, tape, pictures, holding a weapon
and
at the age of 17.
Having the weapon.
Yes, and they still throw the charges out. I already knew what it was. I don't know why folks are surprised. What surprised me more was the 3 convictions in the Aubrey case. I just knew one of them was going to get off.
No.
The fact that all 3 of them actually.
It was a different area.
I'm just saying it's the fact that it was white folks on a black dude that they claimed was a threat because there had been thefts in the area and he was jogging.
The thing with this guy, he was not a threat whatsoever. He didn't have a weapon. He wasn't charging at them. None of that.
No, we've seen him find a way to get off.
I know.
I felt fear for my life because he was running too fast.
I'm honestly, with the Aubrey situation, I'm happy that they got what they were supposed to receive.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that is what's supposed to happen, regardless of the color or complexion of any of the parties. That was what was supposed to happen.
Yeah, but being an American, you know what's supposed to happen and what does happen.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm happy to see that what's supposed to happen happened.
I think it was a trade-off. Like,
now,
we'll
Kyle
give you this, but
claims self-defense. Kyle claims self-defense, and this young woman is in the same courthouse claiming self-defense.
Does she have the same crazy-ass judge?
Probably not.
That son of a bitch. Well, I took some of the racist stuff that he said.
But if she had the same judge, I don't feel he would have come to the same conclusion.
But I want to know how he is able to stay on the bench. Like I said, I didn't even follow the trial closely.
Who are tasked to remove a judge in those situations. You have to look at their values. You have to look at the values of the people who are tasked with removing judges.
But then that's what I'm saying. If you're seeing this on one, I can say with his occasion, and then you're seeing the opposite with the young lady that's still facing trial for killing her kidnapper, that right there in itself is a red flag.
I agree.
So that's
same courthouse.
This is why I have to get on my damn. I've been on my soapbox a lot this week. This is why we, the people, have to stop bickering over small shit.
His whole voice changed.
Because somebody got to slap reality in these dumb motherfuckers' faces that's getting caught up in these stupid distractions. We saw with 4 years of Trump in office. He say one thing, oh, you mad and pissed off about that. And before you can even get any explanation or any type of logic behind the dumb shit he said, he say something else, then you mad about that. It's a distraction. Until we unite and change.
Until we the people.
Exactly. We have to change the government structure. Long-term politicians have to go. Super PACs have to go. Lobbyists have to go.
And I used to, never mind, I'm not gonna say.
Term limits.
I've seen some lobbyists and I've seen some of them congressmen and women walking up out of their offices.
That's what I'm saying. Now I know my cousin gonna hate me because he just got into the lobbyist game and he's doing very well in the PG County. Cuz I'm sorry. I'm saying I'm speaking on a federal level.
Yeah.
You should not have a person be a lifetime politician and they have a book deal, 6 figures, and a beach house and all this other shit.
Well, they make good money.
That's what I'm saying. You got to reduce the pay.
They way over 6 figures.
They have to reduce the pay
2 times over.
And give them term limits. There should be no such thing as a lifetime politician. You reduce the pay, they're going to want to jump ship because they're not going to get all the extra money and perks.
They're not going to reduce pay.
But after this is my plan.
They make the decision over.
This is my plan to exactly. This is my plan to save this fucking country. I've been holding this back for a while. This is my plan to save this fucking country. Because I'm tired of hearing this bull. Like I said, I've been holding this in for a while.
No, you haven't been holding it in because you say it. But go ahead.
But I haven't went into the full detail. Like I said, I haven't talked politics in almost a year. Yes.
For president.
The president should have the president. Whichever you want to call it, baby. Depending on the pinky ring.
I said he wanted to run Al Sharpton, and he got a whole perm. He looked like a pimp.
He lost too much weight.
Was I not supposed to say that?
I don't trust him. He lost too much weight. He look like a crackhead now.
I think he had the surgery.
They should only have the president should only be in office for I say 6 years.
The president?
The president, because in a 4-year term, it takes 2 years to get the cabinet, all of that stuff, and by the time it's time for them to start putting laws in effect, they got to get ready to rear up for re-election. So then they go into the whole bullshit of politics going around the country. So their whole agenda never gets progressed because all of the red tape and bullshit. You give them 6 years to set everything up. You get 2 years.
So the first term.
You only get 1 term as president.
Oh.
1. That's it.
So you restructuring everything.
I told you from the top down, this shit got to change. I've been thinking about this shit. Black GOP, rest in peace, bro. You open up a political mind. I'm about to fuck the game up because I know you would too if you was here, bro.
When you thinking about this,
I was drinking and smoking. God damn it. But it makes sense.
You know what I was going.
But it makes sense.
I don't know because the 6-year thing is very difficult because I remember like we go to like Obama when Obama was president, right? Mm-hmm. He promised Obamacare in his first term. That shit didn't get approved in the second term.
Exactly, right, because they kept rejecting and blocking everything that he was doing.
President, you can promise whatever you can.
Because they're behind the scenes. You got greased hands and back scratching getting done. So even if they agree with the bill because they're so compromised from all the deals that they made on the back, they can't vote for what they want. They got to vote for the people that's in their pocket. That's because you got these long-term politicians who's worried about their retirement, their pension. Am I going to be taken care of when I get out of it because I don't want to rub the wrong person the wrong way? Once you take the financial aspect out of it, then the greed is going to go with it too. Then they're actually going to be there to do their fucking jobs and not to see who they can leverage and who they can, back scratch to get more money in it so their grandkids can have the flyest car or whatever when they graduate. The money is too deep in this shit. All the money that they make, we can restructure the infrastructure of this country, pay teachers what the fuck they supposed to deserve, and give motherfucking healthcare to everybody in this country.
Well, if you limit it, if you put a limit on their salaries.
That's what I'm saying. You have to reach. They make 6 figures doing shit. They work. I think they after all the breaks and all the shit, they work like a combined of 50 days a year.
Well, it depends because in recent history, Congress has worked a lot.
Yeah, that's to redo the budget to make sure they got paid.
Not just the budget. You know, Congress is in session quite often. You know, I used to work down there.
Yeah, because all of the BS with the fiscal stuff, because the money they want to make sure they're taken care of, so the budget needs to be
and all that. Crap.
All of that dog and pony show because of people trying to scratch each other's backs and I don't like his agenda. He's not going to give money to fossil fuels. He wants more natural energy. So my oil guys that I didn't went and played golf with and got $1,000 cigars from, they're going to look at me sideways and want their money back because they're not getting the vote that they want because we're going. That's the whole thing. And I don't even know all in. Like I done took a step back from politics because it's so fucking sickening in this country right now. And GOP always said it's all politics. And it's sad. And the people are too fucking stupid.
Well,
too fucking stupid to realize that.
It's not necessarily all politics. It's all money. That's what it boils down to. Because you have companies that I'm not going to mention. There are certain companies that have money that will sway Congress.
That's the whole point. It's all in what they decide. Their morals sway with the checkbook. That's why I say it's all politics, because no one cares about being right. I mean, no one cares about doing right. They care about being right and their well-being. We stopped caring about our fellow man, and that's what helped destroy this country. It's not immigrants. It's not black people. It's not whatever other excuse you want to make. It's the fact that we stopped caring about our fellow man that doesn't have the same advantages or the same blessings that we have, but now it's, oh, well, I did it, you should be able to do it too. No. If it was an even playing field, yeah, maybe that's possible. But the analogy I always use is I lost my dad at the age of 27. Some folks didn't know they died for 27 seconds. So how am I going to look down on somebody my same age that's not in the same position I am and say, oh, well, I did it, you should be able to do it? He didn't have the same blessings that I had. He didn't have somebody showing them the way. He didn't have somebody to install them morals in them and then tell them, you know, what's right, what's wrong, and how to be a man.
Right.
So I can't look down on him, but now that's what we do as a society. If they don't succeed the way you feel, they should be succeeding. Now think about that, the way you feel. You don't know nothing about them, but you've already prejudged them and say, oh, well, if I did it, you should be able to. But you know nothing about their background, their upbringing, and what they've went through or what they've gone through. And until we take a step back and stop being so fucking judgmental and think we know it all and think we know everything, we're not going to change. And that's the problem with America. America didn't want us on that America was great. America was never fucking great.
It was to some people.
In their perception. But when you take a step back, what made America great? The fact that they had free slave labor that propelled them financially, which helped them get into the Industrial Revolution before everyone else. So they were able to patent these devices that put them ahead technology-wise. And now, because of the mistakes we've made over the last 30 years of pushing the college agenda instead of the technical vocational agenda, we want to blame everybody else for our downfall because we have no national growth product.
America was great for some people.
In certain aspects.
Well,
when it was profitable to them.
That's the same thing. You know, you saying the same thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, when it's profitable to them. But when they never looked out for the greater good for everyone, when it played in their favor, then they would do that.
Because if you looked out for everyone, that takes away
from what
in their mind. It
from
takes
what
away,
they get.
Because they are making their money off of the backs of other people. That's still a thing, by the way.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, you gotta. When you say when she says like America is great for some people.
The people who profited off of free slave labor, the people who were able to patent things, the people who benefited from all of these changes and moves that were made, Industrial Revolution, all of that, the people who profited from them. Because those same families who profited, those same families still have the money.
Yeah, they still profiting.
But that's, I mean, and
that's the way it was set up.
You gotta think about it like this. In 2019 or 18, the movie Hidden Figures came out, right? So I'm a man in my 40s, and I'm just learning that black women calculated the NASA trip to the moon.
And we also found out around the same time that a black woman created the GPS.
Yeah.
Something that to this day we rely heavily on.
And that's the crazy thing. One of the things is, you know, and I always, one of my favorite lines is from KRS-One. you must learn.
Yeah.
Harriet Tubman freed the slaves at night. Garrett Morgan made the traffic light. Something we use every day. And I guarantee you, if you ask the majority of black people who the hell is Garrett Morgan, they would not know. And if you ask them,
well, that's called whitewash.
That's the dude from Martin, ain't it?
No, it's not. That's not saying.
Garrett Morris.
The only other black man named Garrett.
That's bad.
But you know, but it's crazy. Like one of the things is, and I remember this when I first started working where I work at. A security guard asked an African dude who was Martin Luther King. He was alive. And he said, who was 50 Cent? He said, well, I know him.
Oh my God.
Give it to that train, bitch.
But how do you not know Martin Luther King?
The reason why you in this country is because of Martin Luther King.
Don't give me, I'm not even going to go on Africa.
So, one,
too many content.
One, it's when we don't know these information, and it's saddening to not know these things at times. The misinformation of the miseducation of Lauren Hill. The miseducation of black people in general.
Change gears real quick.
Is something that needs to be addressed.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, let's say Eli Whitney, you know, most people don't know, and I forgot, and I had to look this up. There was a black girl that was that actually was like a millionaire.
Mm-hmm.
But they stole all the money.
The little baby. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The little girl. Yep. She inherited money and land.
One of the saddest, but unfortunately truest statements, racist statements that I've heard that unfortunately is true, is you want to keep a nigga from learning, put it in the book.
But this stuff wasn't put in books.
True, but niggas also don't want to research either.
Yeah, but at the same time though, a lot of this information, it's out there, but it wasn't regularly available.
Freely out there, yeah.
Because we were treated as such. If you treat it like a third-class citizen, you'll never know the great things that you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get trapped in that mentality. It's hard to think outside.
Because we're raised in that mentality.
Yeah, it's hard to break out of that
cycle.
So
when you're looking up to drug dealers and stuff, it's hard to remember that our ancestors built this country.
But here's the thing: they're not pushing that into your head.
No, they're not.
Your ancestors. You see these drug dealers on a regular basis, but you're not seeing these real true heroes, and that's the problem with it was by design.
Yes,
because our history was whitewashed.
It definitely was.
You know, our history was wiped, and we weren't often given credit for the things that we did, so that nobody would have the idea or the ambition anymore. Nothing was motivating them because we didn't know. We didn't know, like, hey, you know, this black man performed the first open heart surgery. Oh my God, you know, I could probably do that too. No, we weren't given that opportunity. So that's the problem. I know there's a lot of things that I was taught in school about Black history, but
the stuff I learned on my own was for it.
I want to say I found out probably 0.1% of Black history in school, and that's sad. And I still claim to be 25. Okay.
And here's the thing too. Even Janelle just time that when he grew up in Seattle, Black History Month was like a week.
Yep, that's true. It was a week in February, and then they changed it and moved it to the whole month. And then look at how long it took for us to have Juneteenth as a holiday.
I mean, and the thing is, it was the same people you learned about the same people you learned in 5th grade is the same people you learned about in 10th grade.
But here's the problem. So you go from a week to a month, and you still have the same amount of knowledge.
Yes.
That's terrible.
Like, and then they would glance over the Jim. You know, they would glance over like Jim Brown. They would glance like
they glanced over Juneteenth.
They would glance. They would put the picture of Malcolm X up, but never talk about him.
That's true. That's true.
You were like, you know,
but they made it seem like, oh, he was the violent one. MLK, he was the peaceful one. Bam, that's it.
I was like, well, who was the guy with the X? They was like, well, that's Malcolm X. I was like, so what did he do? I had research on my own, and
found out who he was.
And then one of my friends, DJ Grip, he had the autobiography of Malcolm X written by Alex Haley.
Yeah,
And I knew Alex Haley from Roots.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, oh shit. So then I started studying up on Malcolm X.
Yep. And here's the thing, they were so angry in the 90s, where it was extremely popular to wear HBCU paraphernalia, Malcolm X, and Africa. Remember that?
Yes.
Cross colors was a thing. We were all about the colors, and you would see these shows. We had lots of shows. We had Living Single. We had The Cosby Show. We had A Different World. We had Martin, you know, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And you would see subtle hints to Black greatness, because you would also see, y'all know I went to Norfolk State, okay? To this day, I still remember being hyped, seeing that Queen Latifah wore these HBCUs. She did wear Norfolk State as well, okay? She wore Howard, she wore Spelman, she wore Morehouse, she wore all these different things, and I applaud them, because we did have an uptick in HBCU enrollment.
I got some good time in Norfolk State.
We're not talking.
I feel some kind of way, because that's my school. I feel some kind of way.
We're talking about uplifting times.
And I still feel like
some things was uplifting.
Down there thoughting when I was down there too.
Some things was uplifting.
You was probably down there thoughting with some of my friends.
Well,
I don't like that.
Dirt, he got 2 baby mothers that stay by
So Jamila said, you know, because Jamila's actually, you know, I know him from down here, but he actually from Seattle, and he said they had four, 1, 2, 3, 4 Black kids in school.
Yeah.
And each of them had different lessons. They kept them apart.
Wow.
When you remember back in the day, they didn't like you congregate.
No, they didn't.
They didn't like that.
I mean, the crazy thing is, if 4 white people stand outside the school, it's fine. If 4 Black people start, you're congregating.
They're a gang.
Yes.
They're congregating and they're a gang. They're loitering. That's what it was. It was loitering.
Yes. I've been, you know, I sit on my mom's stoop, and I had people. I've used that security guard like, yeah, go whatever. I say, hi, I live here.
Right.
I see your ID. Why?
Let me see your ID.
Right.
Nigga,
you need to identify yourself.
Nigga, I live here. You work here. Let
Right.
me see your ID.
It's not a game, nigga. Yeah, man. It's
so. I mean, but it's something serious. So like the deconditioning of black people to not know how great they are is a serious crime. Actually, I consider it a war crime, to be honest, because when you have so many people that don't know who they are and what they've done, you know, because our history is we were slaves, then Jim Crow happened, and you know, eventually we got free. Then they had a civil rights bill and all these other things were given to us. That's the biggest bunch of bullshit ever. I
mean, what tripped me out is folks act like the civil rights movement was back in the 1800s. That was 1960s.
Exactly.
It ain't that long ago. We're talking about our grandparents. We ain't like talking about our ancestors, but
when I was living in New York as a kid, I remember the Ku Klux Klan marching. And black police having to protect them. I remember growing up in the 80s, nigga, when my grandmother had a picture of Martin Luther King and J.F. Kennedy. And I was like, damn, who are these people? Nigga, they only died in the 60s.
Yep.
I was born in the 70s.
Trying to help black people.
Nigga, that's too long.
Yep. They wasn't telling us that either.
Yeah.
They focused more on JFK's death than they did his life and what he stood for.
What it is, they don't tell you that how the president, Lyndon Johnson, when he was how he bugged Martin Luther King's phones, how he bugged Malcolm X's phone illegally.
Yep.
How that
they had the FBI on them, man,
as terrorists when there was they have more surveillance on Martin Luther King and Malcolm X than they had on organized crime.
Mm-hmm.
They don't tell us these things.
They had him on the watch list for real.
I'm gonna watch this too.
I bet you will.
Never know, man. You never know.
So, but these are the things that.
I don't know if y'all heard CP3, but just know I need y'all help. That's all.
Man,
say a couple prayers.
I'm just saying, man, shit is crazy out here. I mean, it's crazy. Like, since 2021, going back to me and one of my folks that we used to have deep conversations back in the late 90s, talking about how crazy stuff was and the stuff that we saw how, like, people's thought processes and the way people treat each other, we saw the change starting right there. And it's like to see where we are right now is like just looking back on that. I'm telling how old I am. Fuck y'all. But
you said the late 90s. That's not that bad.
I tell my age all the time.
I work with a lot of folks in the early 20s and shit. I talk about stuff like pagers and shit. They're looking like, what the fuck is a pager?
Okay, no, that's ridiculous because my kids knew about pagers and pagers were still around in the 2000s.
We're not talking about kids to black moms.
Yeah.
Huh?
We're not talking about kids to black moms.
This is what Jamel said. He said, he's laughing at you. He said when he was like, because Jamel's a big dude, and he was like, he would go in for stuff and for academics, they'd be like, no, football. He said, no academics.
Yep.
They automatically assume this is what we good at.
Mm-hmm.
And this is my dude. He's a highly intelligent person. Mm-hmm. But they automatically assume.
Yep. Remember, but here's the thing, our own people would do it too. And so I pulled up a post maybe a month or two ago, and I think we mentioned it on the show. But I said, if you see a tall black boy,
you think he's a basketball player?
No, don't tell him to go play basketball, or he could be a basketball player. He could play in the NBA. Tell him he could be a doctor. Tell him he could be, that's not all that you have to do. And let's be real, being in the NFL or the NBA, that has an expiration date.
It does. NFL stands for not for long. Ratcliffe Thomas, who went to TC Williams, told me that.
Man, a lot of money there. You're getting $30 million on the bench right now. You play your cards right.
Right, but I'm just saying, at the same time, you want to have something to fall back on.
Most of these folks nowadays, see, in our age of coming up, that was the mentality. Now, the mentality is, I'm going to get whatever I can get for as less work that I have to put in.
Here's the thing, though.
But you need to have a plan B, C, and D. I'm going to be real with you.
They don't understand that.
I'm going to be real with you. The fact that you said, you was like, oh, RG3, because we know he not playing for nobody right now. But you were like, oh, he has his master's in political science. That means that if he doesn't want to do anything or can't do anything that's sports related, this young man can go and use his degree and go do something else. You can completely switch it out. Or you can even stay in the sports lane if you choose to. Look at Dion. Dion done a million things since he left the NFL. His team that he coaches, he chose to go back to an HBCU to coach, just won the championship. And the one thing he said, it's one thing to win, but it's another thing to win with your people.
Yes.
I mean, you got to tell these boys to these young men to strive for greatness, not just, oh, I'm going to go to the NFL. That's your dream. Well, what you going to do after that? What you going to do after that? Yeah, go to the NFL. That's fine. Cool. Do that. But what you going to do after that?
So, you weren't here last week.
Mm-hmm.
So, and this is what we forgot to talk about CP3.
Mm-hmm.
So some of the men who were convicted of killing Malcolm X.
Oh yeah,
have been exonerated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Earlier last year, I watched. I think we talked about it on the show. It was a documentary of who killed Malcolm X. Very deep documentary. And there was, and unfortunately, one of Malcolm X's daughters just passed.
Yes, I saw that. Yeah.
But so these men have sat in jail. One of them has died, I believe. But they were finally exonerated of killing Malcolm X.
Actually, right after they did that, that's when his daughter passed.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
It was like a day or two later.
Yes. That is true.
What happened?
Well, we all heard the conspiracies that they had behind it with the Nation of
Yeah,
Islam.
that it wasn't really them.
Yeah, so I mean, at the
the documentary I watched, the dude who actually killed Malcolm X is actually free.
A lot of people said that.
He's been free for many. He was a Muslim though, but he is free.
It's like I said, I had my time in the Nation of Islam, and at that time there was a lot of infighting and a lot of other stuff going on. A lot of folks that didn't agree with Malcolm, and they said there was a plot to, assassinate him through the nation. But I've always felt like it was the government behind it, because we've seen the drastic things they do to stop a minority, i.e. black community movement, trying to unite the community, going back to the Black Panthers.
I was about to say the same thing.
Yeah, and
yes, and Jamel said, not to cut you off, but Jamel said, the guy who killed him was actually living in Jersey. I watched him. I believe that is correct.
Yeah.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
To me, when the law clearly said that you were able to carry a shotgun to protect yourself openly in the state, and once the Black Panthers did that, they changed the law so they couldn't do that anymore. That pretty much lets you know where their mindset is, and through that whole
they didn't want black people to be walking around
and to be empowered and be able to protect themselves against the same police that's doing them harm. And that's what the whole Black Panthers Party was about: protecting our people that were getting mistreated by the free lunches, helping out the single. That's where the food stamp program that this country uses today was basically founded on.
But no, WIC, women
is directly stolen from the Black Panthers.
So it's that's why I say that the history speaks for itself. That's why I say when folks talking about tearing down the statues and whitewashing that, blackwashing that part of history, you can't. It's part of the history, and you can't erase it. I mean, then the generations down the past are going to think that everything was kumbaya from the 30s and 40s, and everybody just got along, hold hand. No. Then you're also discounting the black folks that played a role in the civil rights. If you're going to try to take down and tear down the monuments and try to discount the civil rights movement, you have to acknowledge the black folks that helped in that process also, that it wasn't just white people.
Well, truth be told, the majority of the statues that have had to be taken down weren't even erected right after the Civil War. They were there was an agenda around, the late 50s through to the early 70s. During that time frame, there was a particular agenda. And part of that agenda was them erecting these statues of Confederate soldiers. Because if you look into most of these statues that have had to be taken down, that's around the time that this was done. So if you do your math, you look at when the Civil War happened all the way into the 60s. Why did you choose to put all these statues up all over our country in the 60s? All that time in between, you never thought to put a statue of these traitors up then.
Well, and one of the things I would say like this, as and I've spoken about before, one of the worst ones I've ever had was when I used to have to cross South Washington Street, and in the middle of the statue, in the middle of the street, it's a statue, and until you actually step and read what the statue is, it was like a Confederate soldier on the horse.
Yep.
And then right next to Ross on South Washington Street, there's a graveyard next to a church.
Yep.
But one of the things is it's the tomb of all the unknown Confederate soldiers.
Yep.
Where's the tomb of all the unknown black soldiers? I'm sure I know they died in Virginia.
They weren't over there.
They didn't even give them names. They were just numbers and everything.
Yeah,
So, I mean, that's the thing. That's
like,
where the acknowledgement comes from.
But this is the thing that I say this as a youth. It was when I realized what the fuck I was standing in front of.
Yeah.
Like as a kid, I didn't know, but when I actually read the fucking inscription as a teenager, I was all like, what the fuck? Yeah, I'd rather just stay on that side of the street and not cross in the middle.
Why is this Confederate soldier?
This shit is bullshit.
And then
I was happy when a car and a car knocked the bitch down, and then they put the motherfucker back up.
I really think it was on purpose. But I mean, honestly, when you take a step back and you think about it, the Union won, right?
Yeah.
So
where do we celebrate losers and traitors at?
So right, we don't celebrate. We're not supposed to be celebrating them.
Cause I ain't never seen second place. The second place people that don't get shit get a Super Bowl ring. If you the second place team that didn't win.
They throw all the paraphernalia that they printed away.
Do they do parades for second place? I just want to make sure. I've never seen an almost winner parade.
No, they send that shit to the third world country.
Right, they discarded
a whole bunch of Buffalo World Championship shirts.
Man, you ain't never lied. For 4 years straight, there was a whole bunch of Buffalo Super
Shout out to
Bowl
Buffalo, because y'all are not the only y'all the only team in New York that's never won a championship.
Oh, they got a huge game this week against the Patriots.
Yeah, Buffalo's doing well right now for the first time in forever.
They're behind the Patriots.
Yeah, whatever. They choke hard.
They got to win the day to get the division back.
I mean, but even still, like, let's be real. Even if they went to the Super Bowl, do we have confidence that they're gonna win?
No.
Okay then. How many times have they lost to the NFC East?
All the time.
Exactly.
Jamil said, I thought the winners got the right history. That's what I thought too, but obviously not in Virginia, nigga.
No. Well, no, it's not just Virginia. That's the problem. That's the problem. They have
you gotta remember this is what the country was based off of. So you're gonna have folks that don't want to let that shit go because they feel like it's the way it should be and everything was great when it's that way. Because they was getting, like you said, they was getting the perks of having slaves. So and
that's when their ancestors and their eyes became heroes.
And we're great. Yeah, exactly. It's
and
the
that's
bullshit.
when they start passing their generational wealth down.
And that's what we have to start doing. We have to start, finding ways to incorporate it and keep it in our family. But as you said about the two young ladies in the music video, they beefing right now. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to make a career. I'm just saying. I was thinking about I was having a vision.
How does that have to do with this situation?
Because I'm thinking about it about black people staying working together. They supposed to have the common goal.
Earlier, and we were talking about, and I expressed to you that happens a lot.
That's what I'm saying. They have a common goal of trying to get on, but they're stunting their own success because they're beefing amongst each other.
That's the one thing I always disagree with you with, because I think when we go on with what they done wrong, we can't always turn to what we've done wrong too, because we gotta address what they've done wrong. And what we like that situation to me is applicable.
But that's the reason.
I mean, but that's true. But we can't do nothing about the way they feel or what's been done because they're not going to change it. We can talk about it, but it's nothing we can do about it. All we can control is our perception and what we do and how we move forward. Like me, I'm in a situation right now where I have to, unfortunately, keep my mouth shut on some things I want to speak on because I have a bigger goal involved. Now, I can throw the red flag and say, this is bullshit, this ain't fair, this is what I see is wrong. But in my end game, it's not going to benefit me. So all I can do is control where I am and try to progress in the bullshit system that I know about.
Well, the first thing for me, I feel like, is to identify the source of the problem. The source of the problem goes back before what we're doing.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
What we're doing is actually as a result of what was being done before. The plan was to divide us. The plan was to have us fighting amongst each other. That is what, and it's still happening. So once we identify and find a solution for that source, then we can start kind of going along and fixing everything else. But if you keep leaving that source the same way as it is, you're going to have an uphill battle.
But you have to show the benefit of doing that. Because if you just tell niggas, hey, if you do this, it's going to work out in the long run, and they don't see a goal, or they don't see someone that say, hey, by doing this, you can get here.
Right, but there are
niggas don't have the stick-to-itiveness to go through. No, this is the real shit. We want to be politically correct. And know what I'm saying? We want to be politically correct. This is what it comes down to. Niggas want a shortcut because they feel they owed something. Yes, we are. But we're never going to fucking collect. So bitching and whining, complaining about it ain't going to do shit. Organize. Like we was talking about, us three coming together when we did the show earlier, and we plotting, and we finding a way to work through the business mode. Like he said, he waiting for his whatever clearance or permits he's waiting for. He's working the system to become successful and helping people at the same time.
But we're not talking
That's what it's all about.
We're not
so
talking
he's
about people who complaining because they're gonna do that regardless.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but I'm just saying, as us as a people, instead of we spend all that energy on talking about what should happen and what's old and what they should be apologizing for, we can't do nothing about. We can talk about it, but let's put our passion in. How are we going to overcome that bullshit?
But I do see a lot of people.
Yes, they are. Yes, yes.
And so let's, in my opinion, I'm gonna give them attention and energy.
True, but we still have to help the ones that don't see it yet.
The best way to do that is to continue progressing. And they gonna see and be like, oh, I want that too.
But someone you have to bridge the gap. They don't have that same, like you said, we had that thought process to say, oh, they're executing their plan and they're being successful. Let me institute my plan. They get jealousy because they think, oh, they got this, they got that. I don't know. I don't have the ends or the connections to do. You have to bridge the gap and say, hey, they're doing this, being said, but they did this. They're in the same position you are. Some people you have to walk through it like that because, as we say, they don't have that thought process to say they can be greater than just being on welfare or living in project housing because that's what they know. No one's opened their eyes to say there are greater things beyond this.
But here's the thing, is that I choose to do. I want to do it with the black man, not the niggas. And because people that are more acceptable, like.
But we have to bring some niggas along.
Let me think. Like, there's only so much you can do with certain people.
Yep,
true.
There's only so, like, I don't even want to say their names.
Yeah.
I feel like CPT. I don't want to say their names. But the situation with Goody versus who I met him through.
Mm-hmm.
I'm cool with him, but I know I can't build with him. I can build with him.
Right.
So I can only show him what we built together. And this is the person who accused me personally of sabotaging his show when I was helping his show.
Right.
But
that also
I can't make him, and here's the thing, I can't make him see the value of what I do.
But he's serving his purpose in your life. He's introducing you to some of those connect, like we just had him on the show. You might not can't stand him. You might can't stand the way he does business, but it's a perk for you in the long run by stomaching his bullshit. Even though you done cussed him out and told him he ain't shit, but you still have I mean, well, maybe that's my word. I'm just saying, I'm not going to. I'm just saying, you're still communicable where you're still able to cultivate some of the connections that he has, where it's beneficial to you to still have him, not even say in your circle, in your realm to keep him around so you can purge some of his connections. So you're not doing nothing wrong. You're just stomaching his bullshit to progress what you're doing because he's not doing it the right way. Like we spoke about, you have it on a platform where you're getting paid, but you're streaming it live, free. Duh, what the fuck? So, that's what I'm saying. We have to bring some niggas along because they're going to serve their purpose in the game. You're not going to take them all the way to the finish line, but where you take them, they're going to be able to flourish and they can be a piggyback for you and where you're trying to build.
I mean, I'm a big believer of, reasons or seasons. Like some people in your life for a reason or a season.
No doubt.
And you have to identify that.
And the thing about it though, when you know them niggas seasoning over, sit them on the bench.
Yeah, but you already know what you're dealing with, so you can't get fucked over because you already know how they roll because you know their mentality. Yeah. So you use them to the extent that you need to.
So using them and building to me is something different, and that's my personal opinion.
Yeah, building with somebody.
Like,
right?
Building with. Yeah, true. I feel you. Yeah, definitely.
Because if I'm building, like I said, I don't build with niggas. I may use the niggas to do this, but I don't build with niggas because I'm building a foundation. My foundation is a little bit more. I want to deal with people that's a little bit more solid.
I see what you're saying from your perspective. I mean, the fact that I deal with them, I still have to consider them a part of my foundation, but I still deal with them. That's the way I look at it.
You can have stuff outside your foundation that helps.
Yeah. But I could put any nigga in your seat, but they ain't gonna be able to do what you do.
True that. As they play their role, yeah.
It wouldn't be the same. You know what I'm saying? If I put a nigga there, they just gonna talk nigga shit.
Let me ask you
If I put a black man there that understands and knows his worth and has his opinion and ain't afraid to speak his mind, even though we can agree to disagree, but we can do it amicably as black men, that's a bigger difference.
If a man tells you, hey, you can go over here to get a block for your foundation, is he a part of your foundation?
Yeah, because he's giving an effort to even give me any type of critiques to let me know that he's trying to help me.
He told you where you can go to get a piece of your foundation.
That means I didn't. But that means I didn't know. So therefore, he's opening. To me, I look at anybody that comes into my circle, and
I'm speaking in a literal sense.
Yeah,
if you're actually building a house.
Yes, I'm looking at if someone puts me in a position where it's going to benefit my organization in any way. Because I've had a lot of people sell those. Oh yeah, dog, you're doing a great thing. You got a great product. I want to help you build. I want to help you do this. I'm going to call you. We're going to do promotion. We're going to do this. I'm going to put this behind you. And then nothing happens. And then you get somebody that you don't even know that's sharing your shit, that's trying to connect you with other people and open other doors for you that ain't been there since day one, but they've come into your life and they see the potential in it and they open up a door for me. Yes.
No, I was speaking in a literal sense. If you're actually building a house and someone gives you a heads up on where to go for your actual material for your foundation, they are not the foundation.
No, but I'm so
in life, when you're building a foundation, there are people that can assist you in telling you where you can go for something that's good for your foundation, but they are not the foundation.
But they're a part of it.
No, that's what I'm saying.
No, if they give me the knowledge that I didn't have, they're part of the growth of the foundation of what I'm building.
They can be a part of the foundation, like a part of the growth of the foundation, but they are not part of the foundation. That's what I'm saying.
If they play a part in it, they're part of the foundation.
The analogy of a foundation comes from when a person is building a house. And I tried to make it as simple as possible.
Well, I'm not building a house. I'm talking about building an organization.
But that's where the analogy came from. So what I'm saying is the reason for that analogy is because you have your actual foundation. And your actual foundation is what is permanent. It is helping to support the house, whatever you're building.
So until I incorporate him, I won't know how big of a role he will play in that. So what I'm saying
is there are factors that come into play that helps you build the foundation, but they are not a part of the foundation. They are factors
I look at it different.
That helps you get to that, because everybody can't be a part of your foundation.
I said if they make a crucial. I've had several situations where I had a great foundation, I had a great plan, but I didn't have the proper people in my foundation that helped me build it up. So yeah, I don't count them. But if you give me crucial, I've always had the plan, I've always had the pieces, but I could never get it together because I was missing that one piece that I didn't know I was missing. And if somebody random comes off the street and slides that one piece in there and everything pops up and boom, that motherfucker is a part of the foundation.
They assisted in the foundation.
No, because I wouldn't have been able to grasp what they brought to the picture.
What if they never come back? What if you never see them again?
They still deserve their part because I could have never grasped that. If I've been sitting here,
they can get recognition,
but they're still part of it because I couldn't do it myself. So it didn't come to me until they came and said.
The house, for instance, is this. When you build a house, you have your builder that has a name to it. They get recognition, but they are not the actual foundation.
I understand the house, but I'm speaking as a thought process, as building a dream.
But that's where the analogy comes from, and I'm trying to explain to you that there are factors around building your foundation. They are factors that are around building your foundation, but they are not actually the foundation.
And I said they're part. I didn't say they were the foundation. I said they're part of it. Everything is a part of everything. You can't section it down because they played a role at a certain time and this. No, that's where we fucked up as a culture. If you contribute at any given point to make a dream come true, you own some of that. There is no, oh, well, he wasn't there from ground one. He didn't have the idea. No, you had the idea, but you didn't have the stick to it enough, or you didn't have the extra to put it together. That's been the frustration of my life. I've had all the pieces of the puzzle, but I haven't been able to put it together. That's why I love our network, because this network helped me put it together. I think that's why I look at it differently, because I've always had the pieces and I've had the passion, but I've never had the right people around me to push me and give me the right information to chase my dream or to chase the thing I was putting together. So that's why I give 151 so much love and Black GOP. I knew Black GOP for 3 years. I've been on this earth for 44. And I give him one of the most influential roles in my life because he helped a major, but he played a part. Like I said, I had it on. He was the one that helped put it all together from all the ventures that I had.
He would be part of the foundation because he played a major role.
Yes. So therefore, if I'm sitting there trying to figure it out, and someone just strolls in off the street, like looks at him like, "Hey, this is all you need to do right here."
And shit! And what happens if they stroll out?
But they still deserve. In my mind, in my heart, in my morals, they deserve a cut. That's just me. If you contribute anyway, like when I went into car sales. And I had, people, salesmen, it's a cutthroat industry. And some people will lie to you, tell you some false shit, or try to get you fucked over. But I was in an environment where I had a group of people that are actually trying to help me become a better salesman and be a better, at my job. So I tell them all the time, I appreciate you taking the time and effort to even give me that knowledge. Oh, don't worry about it, dog. Like, no.
You get them a cut of your sales?
No, but I still give them their appreciation. Right. Like I said, but they deserve their part.
Your appreciation and acknowledge that they assisted you in that.
I buy them lunch. I buy them sodas. I'm not saying I'm giving them to my community, but I show appreciation financially for a period to say that, hey, I appreciate the knowledge you're imparting on me because you didn't have to do that.
And that's what I was talking about.
Yeah. I got a football question for you that Jamel asked.
All right.
Did you know that Trent Williams has a documentary coming out about the Washington football team and that his cancer misdiagnosis, he announced it like 3 days after RG3?
Yeah, I did. I saw some of the footage. He's going super dramatic with the footage from when he got his scalp opened and the cancerous cells. I saw some of it. It's very dramatic, and I'm going to go back to my stance on Trent Williams. You're a grown-ass man.
Oh, here we go.
If you know something is wrong, your wife supposedly tells you something is wrong and urges you, tells you, begs you to go get a second opinion, and you decide to believe the organization, dog, he was making $14 million a fucking year. How hard is it to make a fucking doctor appointment? You got insurance. So now to cry and whine up, that's cool. I can dig it. You want to get your, you felt you were done wrong. I'm not mad at the same thing with RG3. People don't like to do it. If that's what you want to do, dog, do it. But somebody actually made the suggestion that he should come home and yada, yada, yada. Don't take this the wrong way. I've said it once. I'll say it again. Once Trent Williams said what he said and came out the way he did, fuck Trent Williams. So he can do his tell all. I don't have a problem with him telling his side. He can play the sympathy with the violins and all of that shit. That's cool. You want to get a payday on top of your big paycheck with the 49ers that's still mediocre, but you were supposed to make the team a Super Bowl team. Fine. Have that narrative. ESPN doing you a favor. Cool. I'm not mad at you about making money off of it, but he got it. He needs time to tell his story. So do your thing, dog.
Do you think is he trying to just?
I mean, it's an opportunity.
Or is it,
I mean, he felt like he was done wrong. He wanted story told. Like I said, I'm not discounting that. Like I said, that's more my fandom coming out just because the way he ended things and coming out to say some of the things he said that, as we talked about, should have been said and kept in the locker room or the front office. But I mean, he felt like he was done wrong. He felt like he was misled, and at that time, the training staff was very questionable at best. So I understand it. I'm just like, you've been gone for what? 4 years now?
Is there any truth to Jamel just said that RG3 is claiming he was sexually harassed by people in the organization?
No, it ain't no people. He said Dan Snyder. But go ahead.
I didn't see any specifics linking any names as of yet.
I saw Dan Snyder.
Well, I mean, I think that was folks trolling on Twitter because from what I saw, he didn't name it. He said something about sexual harassment that was done to him. Men get sexually harassed too. It's not that shocking, you know. Terry Crews milked that, you know, to get the American Got Talent shit.
I don't even.
Yeah, I mean his political views cool, but he's still a funny dude. I watch America's Got Talent. I'm not afraid to admit. So he's funny on there.
But that might have happened to him.
I mean, he said it did happen. I'm just speaking about it. Most people don't like him because he's a pro-Trump and you know, yada yada yada.
No, he's just pro-Trump. It's like some shit. There was a time when I think Gabrielle Union came out and said that
she was mistreated on the show.
She was mistreated on the show, and
he said he wasn't, and he never saw it.
He never saw it, but then 2 years later, he came out with his sexually abused story.
Well, his story was from when he was young.
Yeah, some shit, huh?
Yeah, he said he was abused when he was young.
I know.
But at the same time, let's say that he really didn't see what happened with Gabrielle. It's a possibility he didn't see it. So what is he supposed to say?
Nothing. If he didn't see it, then don't comment.
He was questioned about it. That's
just say I like comment. Like sometimes you just need to shut the fuck up.
That's my motto. Sometimes you just need to shut the fuck up.
I don't think he knows how to do that too well.
Oh shit, Terry played for the Redskins?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he was drafted. He was an undrafted free. Yeah, a lot of folks don't know that. I don't know how, but yeah.
He should have played. He should have played for the take my motherfucking mouth out and answer stupid ass questions.
Well, a lot of people that play for Washington don't know how to close their mouths out. It happens a lot.
It's DC sports media, man.
It must be a trend.
No, it's not a trend. It's like a real thing. It's not a trend. It's been going on for years. So Dion did it too when he was with us.
So I finally remember what the other thing I wanted to talk about was. I know you might not say, but there's a really good documentary out about DMX on HBO Max. His trials and tribulations. DMX is probably one of the realest artists that wasn't afraid to show you that he was human. That he had faults.
And he owned up to everything.
Yeah.
Even with his kids, particularly his oldest son.
Yeah. A lot of that's going on.
Yeah, that was rough.
Like I remember DMX told he was like, yeah, you know, I was walking with my wife before she became my wife, and I was taking her upstairs, and he said a shorty was walking downstairs, and she said hi to me, and DMX was like, and his future wife was like, oh, how do you know? He was like, I fucked her the other day. But it was real. Like, he didn't bullshit her and give her, oh, you know, she's just a neighbor or whatever. He told her the real truth. Not to say that, you know, every man needs to go over.
His first wife, she could have so much.
That's what kept me out of trouble, being honest.
But I appreciate his honesty. I appreciate his honesty with his drugs. With when you listen to his music and he talks about his drug struggles and stuff like that. And here's the thing. I was digging the music. I didn't even hear.
You ain't paying.
I didn't hear the truth and the pain that he was actually
especially
saying.
The prayer. Oh my!
I always felt that.
There's another joint called Look in My Eyes and See What I See. And when he, you know, of a man who was never a boy.
And remember the one where he was like the devil talking?
Oh yeah, Damien was really
Damien,
deep.
that's what it was.
And there's another joint where he talks about the dudes hit him with the lace blunt.
Yes.
Like it's
messed
deep.
up, man.
And you thought it was just great storytelling, but it was real life.
Yeah, that's how DMX
and
got
I appreciate DMX.
He was smoking with somebody.
That's how I fucked somebody up one night.
Yeah, he was smoking with somebody, and they hit him. They gave him a blunt that was laced.
So
that's how he got hooked.
I ain't get hooked. That nigga got hooked.
I slipped it. I think he said it. I think he said it. I slipped on the floor there. But basically, the nigga who he was robbing people with, was slipped him a lace blunt after they hit a lick one night, and then that opened him up to a whole nother world. And you know, when some people, when you have that addiction, because I can tell you this from addiction runs in my family. when you open up the floodgates, it's hard to close.
Right.
You know, had he or not, and addiction is something, it's a disease that you fight forever. You know, as long as you're alive. You can be sober for 22 years, have one bad day, and slip back in and lose everything. You know, my grandmother, you know, God bless her soul, rest in peace, Virginia, Virginia Bell, was, she was a drug counselor for Second Genesis, but she was also an alcoholic. You know, she helped people battle their drug problems every day, while at home she battled her drinking problem.
Right, and that happens a lot.
You know, I've seen her yell at people, be rough with people, tell them how to get clean, and then I also seen her pick up a bottle and not eat any food, and I argue with her, and I wouldn't go to the store for her to buy her beer and because she was just living off the alcohol.
Right.
And the sad part is once she stopped drinking, it's when she passed away.
Yeah.
I'm doing some thought. Leave me alone. I'm multitasking.
Thoughting over here.
You thoughting over there?
Man, the drinks and kicked in. I'm ready for something to happen.
So,
Got some strange to do something.
Let's say, you guys heard about Chris Cuomo getting fired.
Yeah.
And now there's someone accusing him of sexual harassment. He got fired because he was helping his brother Andrew out in his sexual harassment case, and they felt that he was doing some unethical things. He was using his position, his role to assist his brother by investigating some of the young women who were accusing his brother. He thought he was helping his brother. There were some differences in opinions on what unethical is.
No bullshit. We talking politics. I bet it was a lot of ethics. What does that word even mean?
Well, I mean, his brother Andrew is in politics. Chris was on CNN.
Yeah, I heard Don Lemon supposedly fell out like a little bitch.
Well, Don originally was in support of Chris.
Said he was like a mentor of his, and once he found out the news, that he basically broke down and started crying.
Don be crying about everything.
Yeah, I saw why he got. I thought, he gets. He got my car. I started calling him Carl Thomas.
Oh.
Summer rain.
No, Van on the other hand, Van Jones, he'll cry like only when.
Man, Van full of shit. I can't deal with that dude. He contradicted himself too much. I can't deal with him.
Well, I saw him cry when we had the last election and Trump did not win. He cried.
That's the only reason why he cried.
Crying in tears. He was happy.
Only reason why he cried because he thought he voted the wrong way. He was like, I did the right thing, because he was gonna go to Trump's side if he won again. He too fake for me.
Well, he actually Van didn't like Trump. He had some personal things.
Tried to grab him by the pussy.
I'm just saying they had some personal words.
Tried to grab him by the pussy, probably.
You know Van's straight, right?
I know, okay. But sometimes he acts like
the one that's married to a man, but Van is straight.
You know, no more wine for you.
Just saying, Van is.
So what are you saying?
Angry motherfucker.
Y'all made me hit the X on the wrong one. Damn it. I wanted that one too. I'm just saying.
Two different people, right?
Yeah, I know Van.
Two different black guys on there. They don't all look the same.
He gives manufactured outrage sometimes. That's why I can't deal with him.
Who, Van?
Yeah. He know if it's a hot topic, then he'll get emotional about it. But if it ain't a hot button issue, he'll be all even killed. But if he know it's going to get ratings, if he get upset, he do that shit. Oh, shucking and jiving ass.
Shucking and jiving. Wow. And we're still talking about Van, or we talking about Don?
Both. Because the whole mainstream media is bullshit, man. When you can turn on any channel and get any different opinion about the same subject, you gotta call bullshit.
I mean, everybody has different opinions, though.
Yeah, but now with the fact that it's on TV, they feel like it's true. We had opinions, what you would know, hey, it's opinion, but it's my opinion. Now they think that their opinion are facts.
Now, the problem that I see is when you look at one news channel and everybody has the same opinion, that's not realistic.
But that's where they are in their comfort zone. And
no. That's not, I'm not talking about CNN.
Yeah, and that's
CNN,
the thing.
They'll argue with each other.
But see, you touched on a huge point right there. For some reason now, the interpretation is that everybody's supposed to think alike and feel alike, and if you don't feel the same way, oh, you need to be shut down, or you need to lose your job, or you need to be canceled. We're human beings, but we're not cut from the same thought process.
Which is why I would rather watch CNN than Fox News.
I don't watch. It's all propaganda.
But no, I'm saying I would rather
don't watch
because at
neither.
Least with CNN, you'll get not just there are a few national news stations that will provide you with different opinions within the same show. There is one particular national news station that everybody on the show has the same opinion. I don't like that.
No, I don't watch none of those. I don't watch any of them because they all have the same. They might spin it a different way that feels more comfortable to you, but they all have the same fucking agenda: fear, and to keep the bullshit propaganda the way it's going.
I only watch those when something major is happening.
I've been a lot happier. I've been a lot happier since I stopped watching mainstream media and just started looking at some apps and reading mail and reading news.
That's what I do for the most part.
So
but
I can't no more.
For the inauguration, I watched CNN. On election night, I watched CNN because I'm watching coverage of something that's going on right then and there. That's the only time I watch those. I don't watch them on a daily basis.
So I got a crazy idea, and I want to do this probably next month. Either next month or month after.
Okay.
I want us to get. I was talking with CP3 about this, and we can talk off the air about this later. But let's put this out. I want to do a versus that we can have. We can have two artists come up here. Sit side by side, as long as they're not beefing with each other.
I'll shoot a nigga quick. Ain't gonna have no beef on our stage.
But so I want to do a verse, right? And here's the thing. So, I think it's a great platform. We can definitely do something different in 2022. But do a verses, and here's the thing: we'll let them do 5 songs. Right? So, well, out of the 5 songs, one of the songs has to be a YouTube video. And the last song, they will actually get to perform
themselves. Yeah.
I think that'd be a different format no one's really doing. Now, to all the independent artists that we're planning to do this with, this is coming from the desk of CP3. That shit won't be free.
Not at all. Not at all. If you're getting free pub, well, it's not free.
Like there's certain artists I'd probably give a pass on. There's some artists that they need to pay.
Yeah, no bullshit.
You know.
But we're all in this, for love and passion, but ultimately, to.
But my electricity ain't free.
No bullshit.
These lights, these cameras. I mean, these niggas sit under 2 different lights, right? Actually, they sit under 4 different lights.
Yeah, so, I mean, we've been dropping the names to you, the connections we have by being on our show. So,
I mean, we got connections with, we connected with promoters, we connected with coalition of DJs, and pretty soon we'll be moving this platform to a bigger platform. We have a deal with we're talking with Spinwax Radio. Yeah, Spinwax Radio. They're going to be syndicating the audio version of the show. So there's plenty of opportunities, and the music is actually decent on this show. CP3 has a whole nother audience that he plays music for that listens to sports. So if he likes a song, he'll say, the 151, I need that video, or I need that song, I need
that link.
And actually,
I need that
use
track.
them on my highlight videos. I have plenty of Renegade tracks on my highlight videos. You never know. You send in some hot shit, I might play it on, put it on the highlight videos on my YouTube. So they get, thousands of views. I got a video now with over 6,000 views with, some of my tracks on it. So submit your shit, dog. We making connections,
and
baby.
then when we interview people, we ask what your social media is, where your music, where can they find your music. So that's you promoting yourself
and we have great connections with other podcasts as well.
We also asked, where your bitch at? I had to throw that. It just felt right. It just felt right.
Getting done right.
It just felt right.
Three of us, out of the three of us, the only one that's asking that is you.
It just felt right.
No, it felt right to you because you're drunk.
I'm a little tipsy.
I don't even know what to say.
That's why I want stuttering this. He's stuttering.
Yo, he just had to say that. We almost got
I'm saying, man, it just fit in perfect, man.
What? Why are you talking like that?
It just felt natural. It just feels natural.
The voice sounds natural. We almost got there.
But on the field, we have different platforms and opportunities. Like, real talk, my man Jamel Barnes always tunes in, even whether he's live or he gets it in. But if your music's hot, he's going to buy your shit on Amazon. Like, we have great connections. Mm-hmm. We deal with, like, Alexis, who sends us artists from Roanoke and North Carolina and Alabama. She's the president of the coalition of the DJs in DMV, and we still got other people we're connected to. Like, they didn't have to.
We got DJs.
We got DJs.
Better start playing your song.
We got shit. We got promoters who we have opportunities for people. We're in March we'll be going down to South by Southwest. There's a lot of clubs that we hit down there. We know different promoters. Earlier today, Goody is a promoter that does a lot of things. Real promoters, not people who fuck that shit and get cancer.
And call themselves businessmen. Just because you put business in front of man don't mean you're a businessman.
Hold on. Y'all so shady.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. Look. Lady Internet. I had to say it because he was about to say it anyway.
Hey,
He started the show last week with that shit.
It's the truth, man. Just because you label yourself as something don't mean you are that.
So I had to say it because I already knew he was going to say it. The minute I said that, I was like, this nigga's about to go in. Let me see if I can cut him off to try to make it just a little bit better.
If you start something and it doesn't get completed more than one time, try something else. Because obviously what you're doing isn't working.
And real talk, you're absolutely right, Jamil. We deal with real promoters, no janky promoters. Real talk.
You will get cut off.
So we actually try to put people in better positions. And I think we're one of the most original podcasts as far as what we do, how we do. We laugh, we teach, we have fun, and we learn stuff from each other. Like, real talk. I didn't know what Uncle Lyrics was until Lady Antoinette came aboard the show, and I actually have experience with it. Really think about this. A man named 151 has experienced more different type of liquors in the last year than I have in a very long time. That's a good thing.
I mean, it's at the bar. That's where you go to try alcohol, Why are you shaking your head?
Huh? I ain't say a word.
Why are your voice so high?
I ain't say a word.
He said, huh?
I can't even be mad.
You didn't try this one, did you?
I'm almost done.
151 and Jim Beam mix.
Oh, I didn't even tell him what this was. Guys, we done cracked open a rosé.
I'm chasing wine at 1738 with Bud Ice. Goddamn it, I'm a nigga. Shit, I'm a nigga tonight.
Oh, what the fuck did you
Yes, you should have seen my face when he did that.
I'm chasing 1738 with Bud Ice.
Bud Ice.
Goddamn right.
Ew.
I do it different.
That's
I told you I stand out.
That's it. I got Jamil over here trying to be shady.
Oh, Jamil.
What he said?
Jamil said facts and not leave out that others try to duplicate.
Oh.
No bullshit. I told you, man.
Oh, y'all niggas are shady.
I told you. It's the truth. That's one of my sayings, man. Many can copy, but none can duplicate. You can copy all you want, You can do the green screen. You can try to play videos on your show and still fuck up the audio. You can still do all of that bullshit and make graphics, but you're never going to have the chemistry in what we have over here. So motherfucker.
Did you really just
Had to go, Mr. Child.
well, anyway, rose, guys, it's light. It's not as sweet as Moscato. And this particular one is 12.7, which is very high for a white wine.
Why is it always double digits with the alcohol?
Hey, because I like my alcohol strong.
Why is it not double digits with alcohol?
I mean, sometimes you should have a day where it's like 9.
I like strong wines. I wrote my iPhone.
Jamel is still being shady.
Oh, what did he do now?
He said,
Jamil.
I see it and I see it too.
It's written all over your face, baby.
He said he see it and other people see it too.
I mean, I see it too. I mean, I take it as gratitude. No, I ain't gonna take gratitude. I take it as, flattery because you're trying to do what I've created or what.
Well, y'all don't be telling me who these people are.
Because there's no reason to.
Because you know what. First of all, let's get to the second. There's 3 of us here, but the worst one is the quiet one. There's a reason why we don't tell you these things.
She carries blade.
I just want to have a conversation with these people.
She carries blade.
I don't want to be looking on my fucking phone one day and be like, why is Lady Antoinette on this nigga's podcast?
Yeah,
right, acting a fool.
I ain't trying to call Lowenstein.
Where did you get that drink from? How long's your podcast been around? Okay, because our podcast has been.
I ain't trying to call Lowenstein. I ain't got bail money.
Yeah,
you ain't got bail money.
I ain't trying to call Lowenstein, man. We ain't talked in a few years. I think I still owe my retainer.
I told you I don't need bail money.
All right.
There's an insurance plan that you can get. I told you about that.
I heard a nigga say that too.
No, it's literally you get your little card. I left it at home.
And what happened? You don't pay. They come out and lock you, or they repo you. They repo you to the jail.
It's a small monthly fee. We talk about
it. They repay you to the jail.
It's not prepaid legal. It is for people who are gun owners mainly. Mm-hmm. And or like weapons, or like even if you get in a fight, it'll cover you and they'll bail you out and stuff like that, and they'll represent you in court.
Oh damn! So
not to say that I was living a life that I needed that.
I knew nothing of this service until Lady Antoinette brought that up. Let's point that out for the record. But I'm the gunman number 2.
It depends on which plan, how much they will charge. They will cover for your bail.
Mm-hmm.
I think the highest plan, if your bill was like $5 million,
the highest, and wonder why she knows.
I ask questions. That's why.
Violin was asking, did I get the song? Let me check. Let me see who
Oh, hey, bye.
But I love my crew. I love my show. I have so much fun on this motherfucker with y'all. It's just ridiculous.
You ever check out somebody's profile picture on their page and then try to be fired? Then you go through their photos and be like, whoa, she obviously used the best picture on her profile for that pic.
You're so shady.
I'm just saying, I be checking out some of these joints and I be like, oh, damn, that joint look all right. And you go to her profile pic and like, whoa, what happened?
Vibe, I did not get any new music today from you. If you send it real quick, I can show with it. But I did not get any new music. I did not see any new music. But I'm trying to end the show, but CP3 and Lady Antoinette got you.
I'm just saying.
Lady Antoinette
put out a subliminal warning.
I just want to know who these people are.
No, and understand something. We will never tell you.
I feel like you guys should call into the show.
I don't think these people.
No, it's cool because I operate differently.
And tell me who you are.
So let me
tell them who you are, like on Black Panther.
Let me tell you why we don't tell Lady Antoinette. So early on in the show, when Lady Antoinette first came to the show, there was a show that had a similar name, and I pulled it up. And her first reaction was, "Well, where they at? So I can pull up." We will never tell you shit after that. Because she was serious. It was like the 3rd or 4th show in, and she was like, well, where they at? I was like, no, you need to pull up. No, I will pull up.
I'm just not trying to be accessory after the fact.
I will pull up on them.
I'm just saying.
I'm just trying not to be accessory after the fact.
I was going to talk to them because obviously
it's not the look in your eyes and a lot different.
Like I said, I'm just trying to stay off first 48. That's all.
I wouldn't put you on it. We'd be bailed out.
You'll be bailed out. You got the coverage. I ain't got that shit. See, look, see black people.
Jamel, you will not know the names of these people.
Because you gonna tell me.
Talk about you want to pull up with her. No, I ain't telling niggas. What? Me and Stevie, y'all bad when me and Stevie three of the two calmest niggas on the show.
I done it before, man. Sometimes, you know.
I'm calm.
Yeah.
It's probably uncomfortably calm, but I'm calm. And then I just do what I gotta do.
Yeah.
There's some states I can't go into right now, so I'm just
right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
I can go to every state and country. I think. Yeah, I can go to every state and country.
I'm just saying. Your attitude that day was like, no, we ain't gonna talk about that no more. You would really pull up on these niggas.
So, but I mean, I can go to every state and every country. I don't know if I can still go to King's Dominion though.
What the fuck happened to King's Dominion? You want to know?
I was young. It was when I was a teenager. I don't think that means. They said lifetime ban, but I don't really.
Like the fuck?
I think that's like 20 years. Like I don't think it's.
Who gets a lifetime ban from King's Dominion?
People.
What the fuck did you do?
They was hating because I used to work at Six Flags. That's why.
So you beat somebody up?
I did not.
Then how'd you get banned?
She carries blades, man. Somebody got sliced.
I was a teenager. Okay,
you got somebody?
I was a teenager.
You have to ask.
Some things happen.
She has a bracelet with a knife in it.
Not today.
That don't mean shit. She probably got it in around her ankle now. Shit. Come on now. Gotta put two and two together. I knew somebody got stabbed.
Just don't check my purse.
So real quick though. So Renegade made me proud. Right now the Get Back single is at 30,000. They did the end of the year Spotify wrap up, the numbers look good. Mm-hmm. But Renegade used a quote from it, and y'all probably won't know this, but this is shit that I tell people all the time. And when we were talking, I would tell Renegade, "It's not my job to slow down; it's your job to keep up."
He did say that in that song. You're right. And I heard that in the song.
And on his wrap up, he actually put, "It's not my job to slow down." He asked me about it the other day, and I was like, "Yeah, it's not my job to slow down; it's your job to keep up." And that's how I treat it. Mm-hmm. Like if I'm doing this, it's your job to keep up. Like this is the direction we're going. Mm-hmm. That if you're here, when I start going this direction, you good. Mm-hmm. But if you come late, I'm not stopping. And I don't stop. So if I say I'm going this way, it's your job to keep up with me. Yeah. So I felt very proud that he actually understood the point. Mm-hmm. Because I know when I first used to say that to them, he'd be like, that's what the fuck is my uncle talking about? What the fuck is this nigga talking about? This nigga be talking this metaphor shit now, you know? But when he understood it, and he understood this is how I deal with friendship, this is how I deal with business. Right. Like, it's not my job to slow down. It's my job.
I'm a trainer now, and I tell them all the time, you need to pay attention. Because I'm going to ask you, you need me to go back over. I'm going to ask the whole class. You need to go back over. You don't say anything. And 30 minutes to an hour later, and you want me to go back? Like, no. Because you're not about to hold the whole class up because you couldn't speak up.
You need help with hand-to-hand combat with knives. Sometimes it takes more than one time.
I ain't say that kind of training.
Oh, bad.
I ain't say that kind of training. But in that kind of training, that's why you have your drills that you do. For hand-to-hand type of combat. I told you, I said on this show today that I used to dabble in MMA a little bit.
It's making niggas tap out.
Put a choke on them.
Mm-hmm. Ruin a nigga life.
Some people are gonna take that, and now they're gonna hit me up. Thank you guys.
Same.
By the way, I don't check my lady ends from that inbox, so please stop inboxing That page, thanks.
Um, Vibe, the last song I got from you was lately, which came on December 1st.
Is that the one he's talking about?
If you sent something out, give it a second. I haven't seen it hit the inbox yet.
You think he's talking about that one? Because today only the 5th.
Oh, no, he sent it to the wrong place. He just did my bad. I sent it to the wrong place.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The only thing, you have to send it to my Gmail. So that's how I play. But I did, so real talk, and this is what we do. So my boy Scott Carter, he has a show called Coolin' with Carter, and he asked me to send some music that was clean. And I sent some of your stuff to
That was clean.
To him. You just sent me something, and I sent some of your stuff to him, and he was just like, "Oh, thank you, that shit was good." And I was like, "Cool." So we about to play this on the real. Vibe Williams. Vibe Williams, yo, let's get this shit.
You know, that's the bag. You know the bag what?
I know what it is. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. Cause you gonna land by, I'm gonna give him another one. I'm gonna give them another one.
He said that he would give him another.
I feel like DJ Khaled right now.
Oh my.
We're the greatest.
But
And then after we done, I got some breaking news. Not really breaking, but it may be something missed up during their verses.
But this is an artist. This is what I'm saying. Don't just come on our show and don't reach out because just because you became a guest one time don't mean you won't reach out. Exactly. Your body gotta come down here one of these days, man. Real talk.
Riding on the thing that made me sick. Deep front road, gave them what they gave me. Down bad in that cell, I be going crazy. Mama want me chill, cause she know my baby. Then I look my dog. I lady, kicking books and waking reels. I was just in that field. I was just in it for myself. They ain't no way in hell that they ever come me, put me back up on the sale. Whipping on that needle, praying God don't let it fail. Steady whipping through this city, dirty, watching out the 12. Going from the bottom, going in all by myself. All these racks up in my pocket, I don't even need a belt. On the phone with my beans, telling it to talk it up. Watching my girl and her friend, turn wrestle for the neck. Why can't I just hand sometimes? All about mine. I can't understand sometimes. Life on the line, trying to keep my family. I can't understand sometimes. All about mine, you know. I can't understand sometimes. Life on the line, trying to keep my family. But did I be trying to multiply and own me? Bang at the bag, did it by my lonely. Please come running for me, got that thing that on me. Everybody got to add me up and kind of on me. Now I'm dripping in this line. She trying to find her, but she can't get no more. In the panic, everybody, they trying to back up on me. Said that they be doing anything, I know I'm lonely. Oh, you told me every moment is long. I cannot just win sometimes. All about mine, you know what it's gonna be. Why can't I just win sometimes? Life on the line, trying to keep my family. Why can't I just win sometimes? All about mine, you know what it's gonna be. Why can't I just win sometimes? Life on the line, trying to keep my family.
You know, Rob, when it's every time you get up on here, we go more. So, real talk. Yo, this is right here is a banger.
Yeah,
Let me
I
tell
agree.
you.
I agree.
Yeah. The first song you see, the first song I played, so I'm gonna tell you what's wrong with that one real quick. I thought it was a good song, but you got tags in the music. And we can't market that. Like, one, you too good of an artist to have tags in the music. So, which means that it's either a free beat and I would say pay for the beat and get the tags removed. It's a great song, but you got tags in it, which makes it hard to market. And even as Jamil just said, as a DJ, he can hear the tag. Like people who know the music, and I deal with 90% of people who know the music. Be like, oh, that's cool, but he got tags in it.
Right.
You know, an average person may not pay attention to that, but we do.
Yeah.
That's why I put them on my shit.
But that second song,
that shit.
yeah.
And we got some. He sent me some other songs, and we ain't gonna play them today. We'll play them next.
But I will say, I said it before. Vibes is a vibe, like for real. And I like them.
We got yo dog. You really do gotta come down here and come down face to face and party with us one day. You might want to stay tonight because you drink a lot.
And bring some video girls.
Nigga.
Why does everybody have to bring video girls?
But I would say this: your music is there's music that's good, and there's music I feel like exceptional. I think your music exceptional that you're still growing. I love your story. I love that you came home, you put the work in
immediately,
and yes, and that you're willing to help others.
Yeah.
However, I will tell you this too: in your pursuit of helping others, do not lose yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Do not lose yourself because, as we stated here earlier, for a reason or a season. Not everybody. Some people may be a season. Some people you start with, they're not gonna be able to finish the race with you.
No.
But there's some people that are they're the reason for your journey. So in order for you to grow, you gotta eliminate some of these seasoned people.
Yeah.
You know, real talk, and I speak this from experience. So before we end the show, I'll let you know. Me and CP3 is, that's my dog. when I started at the bar up again, I had another person here before him, and no disrespect to her, but she was here for a season. And when her season was done, she was gone. Out, peace, deuces. Chris Brown. And then when CP3 stepped in, he came in on some. We was just on some Sunday shit, and he was like, "Oh, you got a grill?"
Yeah, man.
And then he bought a grill, and then we started grilling, and it was a fun thing. It was a joke, to be honest. We was like grilling and podcasts on this little small ass grill, and then it turned into what we do religiously on a Sunday. And then CP3 wanted Lady Internet, and so that's a reason, because that reason helped this podcast grow.
Right.
And Lady Internet brought a whole new experience, whole different liquors I ain't never even tried.
Alcohol.
And a whole new vibe. So, you know, you got people that are there for a reason, and you got people that are there for a season. When the motherfucking seasons is up, let them go. And you know, because I don't want you to get caught up in trying to help everybody and you miss out on your blessings and your opportunities. I think you're a very talented artist, and I don't tell everybody. I tell you quick, you suck before I tell you you're talented. I'm being honest with you.
The Rock said, "Know your role."
So, real talk.
I don't know where that came from. Right?
You know
I don't know where that came from. You don't even watch wrestling for real.
Hey, man, I don't know. It just popped in my head.
Yeah, we can tell. but real talk, that's just my opinion of the joint. I'm sure Lady Internet maybe have a thought or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, for him, like I said, he's a whole vibe. Like, for real, his music is a vibe. He's a positive person that shines through his music. When you're an artist, you should shine through your work of art, your body of music. You should. And that happens. Like, talking to you, well, I wasn't here for your interview. I do apologize.
Well, for the second interview.
Right. I do apologize. However, we talked to you before, and in that conversation immediately I already knew that you were a certain type of person, and it shows through your music, and that is awesome. That's something that we like to see. As people who are on this end of things, and then as consumers, we want to see that. We want to know you through your music. For anybody, you know, that goes for anyone in the industry. So I'm really happy to see that. I'm happy to see that you came out and immediately you got to work. You know, you got to work, you grinding. And then what I felt like was really remarkable is the fact that you decided that you wanted to help other people along the way. You're extending your hand out to other people so that you can help them as well. So I really appreciate that. I'm not benefiting from it personally, but I appreciate you doing that for the community, for the culture. We know how the culture can be sometimes, especially in this area. We know. So for you to do that, I really commend you. Why you look around?
I like someone's directed toward me. I was making.
No, I'm saying the culture, the DC culture for hip hop and R&B right now, like the support that people give to each other.
No doubt.
Helping one another.
Yeah, I definitely, had a great interview with the gentleman, like you say, coming out and being inspired. We had a great interview, asked him a few, poignant questions about his, reasoning for getting into the music, the passion come through with him getting locked up. But with every track, you can feel the passion. You can feel like this is definitely what he is destined to do. You just have to be at the, right place at the right time to get the rest of the world to know that. But I'm definitely feeling the vibe on all the tracks, on the riding and just chilling vibe. But your feel is And sound is universal. Like I can get up in the morning, I'll be sparking the J, listen to it. I can get off of work, sparking the J, can listen to it. I can go to lunch, sparking the J, and listen to it. So I mean, you know,
but hold on, here's the thing: you saying all of this. Keep in mind, this survives. He's saying this over Bone, okay? He won't do that to Bone, but he's doing that to your music.
Fuck them Cleveland niggas. Nah, but for real, I'm just saying. Nah. Cleveland cool. I'm chilling. I'm fucking with y'all. I know. Hey, no. I'm sorry. You know. I know about the cuisine.
They call you ugly. He gonna call you all those things.
He called me ugly. Just put me on versus. Give me some pub. I need some more followers on Instagram. Shit. But yeah, you definitely got a vibe, dog, and keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, I'm trying to get back on making some beats myself because I would love for you to, you know, do some work on one of my tracks. So yeah, just keep doing what you're doing, bro.
So let me tell you this. So one, you said that's old music. No, let me correct you. It's new music.
Yeah, it's new to us.
It's new to us. It can be old to you, but it's new to us. It's the first time hearing it. Then it's new to us.
You ever have a favorite song of an artist?
So
that might be old to them. But that's your favorite song.
Every day I'm hustling, when Rick Ross signed to Def Jam was 2 years old. Just remember that. I'll say it again just in case you didn't hear me. Every day I'm hustling, which I love that fucking song, was 2 years old by the time it came out, and Def Jam signed him off.
Or take for instance, like I was just telling somebody, we were sitting here talking about the verses.
Yeah.
All those songs are old.
Definitely. That's what makes verses classic.
But we literally all tuned in to an event with a bunch of old songs.
Here's the funny thing. Even when Soulja Boy and Bow Wow did their verses, them songs is old. But them songs is old.
Hold on. The Isley Brothers and the OJs.
That's the one that I did watch.
That was funny because that's
you about to make a baby of that shit.
Man, I was going through my steps and everything.
But I mean, we had Patti LaBelle and who was she? Gladys Knight.
Yeah.
Those old. All these verses are filled with old songs, and guess what? They're bringing in millions of people for all these verses. So just because it's old, don't mean it ain't good. We still want to hear it.
And that's why I fuck with Jamil. That's my dude. K Camp cut that chick off was almost a year old before he got his deal. So don't just think your music is old. Like it's always new to us if we've never heard it. And good music. Here's the thing about good music. So good music is always going to speak no matter what age it is. It's good. You know, don't discredit yourself. You know, take the compliment, nigga. Take the compliment.
Right. If we like the song, it don't matter how old it is.
Definitely. I tell you what, y'all. I got one. I was not gonna play this, but I got one more song. He sent me 3 songs. You want to hear the third song?
Yeah.
Why the hell not? Shit.
Why are you talking like that?
You funny boy. You funny boy trying to make bro.
This dude.
When you spill my yak on my $250.
This is on the real. 5 wins. Another one. Yo, Bob, you on Amazon, right?
Nigga, I don't know.
He drunk.
I don't know it all.
And you sweating.
I'm about to go to Still Graphic on my shit. Of course, man.
Yeah, you sweating like you like a milk jug in a
I done had 2 25-ounce cut ice with some wine, some 1738. Man, lucky I ain't breakdancing right now. Turn my feet off.
I'll be praying that somebody let some local friends. Long nights getting out of medicine. Having a hard time lately and been focusing. It's been posted that the people more than closing in. But I just play the fool and make my time noticing. I gotta keep on to my mother and I'm covering. I had a wife until she wouldn't let another one. But she won't let me move, so she got me suffering. I put it to my heart and never let another in. I'm rolling right now, I can really use it. Until I have some kids and probably let their mother in. But can't wait, can't wait, can't wait, can't wait, can't wait, yeah. Can't wait, can't wait, can't wait, can't wait, can't wait.
I've already seen this one before. I thought I've heard this. I thought we heard this.
You might have heard it.
Yeah, I think I remember the hook. Can't wait. Yeah, I think he sent it. But the joint's still hot. Though. It's still hot.
My time, now let me go free. My time, now let me go free. My family need me, you know they waiting on me. And the girls adore me, you know they want some on me. Yeah, girls adore me, you know they want some on me. I got a lot of problems, we don't put yours on me. I got a lot of problems, we don't put yours on me. Can't wait, can't wait, can't wait, can't wait, can't wait.
Yo, Bob, I'll tell you the real shit after this. So, Bob, let me tell you some real shit. You have access to Alexis, who is a part of the coalition of the DJs. She has Limelight Management. There's no reason why this song, the songs that you have sent me, except for the one that actually has
a tag in it,
the tag in it, should not be on any social media platform. There's no reason why you should not be promoting your shit. There's no reason that when I should see a Spotify rapper, and you should be no less than between 60 and 100,000 because your music is that good.
Yep.
And that is when you get the song, you actually have to put money behind it to actually promote the song and put it on playlist. You are a dope fucking artist.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if anybody told you that, but like I see a lot of potential.
And like I said, he got the hustle in him. He got the passion in him to push forward and make a way. You know what I mean? For himself and anyone behind him.
Layman's terms, get your ass up here so we can sit down and talk some business.
Because I'm be honest with you. Like, you got the plug, you got the connect, nigga. You got the plug. Stick the motherfucker in. Stick it in the socket, dog.
Now, hold up. I'm about to blow his mind real quick. Imagine one of those tracks, and maybe we get Renegade to spit a track on that.
We can do that. That's easy.
That's what I'm saying, dog. Just think about the possibilities are limitless. I have artists that I'm dealing with.
But as an artist, what's the date? I give you a date in 2 days. I'll let you know when you can come up here. I'll set a date strictly for you. Like,
you need to come up here. And we need to get you in studio. We need to get you in front of the camera. You need to, but it's not a game.
Real talk, you know some of like Retro Rail. You got dog. You around some of great people that I see a lot of opportunity, big things you could be doing.
I just had a huge mind. Imagine putting him with my folks, Brian Hart. Both of them had that same vibe with the singing and the R&B. Imagine putting them together and then throwing Renegade on the track. Oh my God, bro. Yeah, we got to talk, bro. I mean,
it's just. I see a lot of potential. I know for real. Alexis, I've known Alexis for a couple of years. Alexis don't really send me no bullshit ass artists. I'm be honest with you, because she already know where I go. Like if I think you bullshit, I'm like, yo, I'm fucking.
No.
So I think you got a lot of hustle. I just don't want to. I just don't want to see you get caught up in trying to help everybody when the first step is you gotta get this shit out.
Right.
And the biggest thing is before you even help everybody, like the realest shit is like when people see your success and they see your movement, that's the biggest reason people want to fuck with you. Like I really.
You're talented. You're really talented. We
Yeah.
need you to understand that. And the movement needs to be made.
Yes. If we all three are agreement, first of all, I can tell you right now, I can tell you a song sucks, right there, next day song, you know, I like that shit. It's a smoking song.
Or I might go in on the song, but I hate that.
I might, honestly, I've been told niggas that's a B-side cut. Niggas real mad at me.
Like I told folks earlier, you know, I do highlight videos of the games. I'm working on a highlight video for the Washington football team. I throw your track on there so your music is getting to a whole different audience. We got folks, we just got our first subscribers from Australia. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, one of our biggest fans is from New Zealand.
No doubt.
This is global. We need you to make
people be thinking we local, nigga. We really global.
What if you get an email from somebody in Australia so they want you to come perform and they'll pay for all of the shit?
Right.
You know what I'm
That's it right
saying?
there.
Who knows?
But we gonna sit down and talk because I think you don't maybe not realize the resources that you have, and how to put this shit together, and we can help you. But talent wise, the talent is there. And like I said, I ain't got no problem with it. Yeah, that dude wasn't said that day. Fuck him.
Hey, we just
The dude I told him he had a B-side.
He got mad at me too.
we just putting it out there. If you checked out the show earlier at 4:00, and you see we building and connecting and networking with folks all over the genres and all over everything. 2022 is going to be a huge year. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on some things with my show. I'm working on things with this show. You know, we got financial backing now.
Well, here's the thing. There's going to be a point in 2022 where this show moves off from one platform to another platform.
Oh, and I can't wait.
And then we also have another platform, you know, the Spin Wax Radio, which we're going to be doing, which is globally, and all that is just audio.
I got to reach out because they reached out to me also.
So we have avenues and stuff. And hell, we never know. We may decide if the Spin Wax platform turns out to be good, we may decide to do a whole other show and after we do one show, do another show and just post that show because it's only an hour format. It's hard to condense a 3-hour format into that. So we may do a separate show for it. It's a lot of opportunities. And but here's the thing. Y'all only got a month left. We're only going the people who we fuck with, the people who we fuck with, the people that support us, we gonna fuck with. If you're a one and done nigga, don't come crawling back to us when yesterday's price ain't today's price.
No doubt.
If yesterday's price was free and today's quote fat joke, yesterday's price ain't today's price. So yesterday's price was free and today's price may be $50 or $40. Dog, don't complain because it's slim. If you smoke weed, if you buy liquor or buy tennis shoes, nigga, you can't afford $40 or $50 for promotion or anything like that. You shouldn't talk. But once again, certain artists who I fuck with may get a different price.
It's all a business, people.
It is.
It's all a business. We do this for fun, but we don't do it for fun. We do it because we have a purpose and a goal in mind. You have a purpose and goal in mind. Like we say over and over again on this show, if you're not willing to invest in yourself, why the fuck should we?
The truth is that
why you guys not so aggressive?
Because I'm a little upset because I have a DJ that I'm working with. I've been mentoring for the last 4 years. Yeah, I'm calling you out. I'm not gonna call your name out, but I know you tuning in. And I wanted to go in on you last night, but because you were in a certain mood and I know it would have made it worse, I left it alone. Your birthday just passed. Cool. But you just spent $2,000 on a watch. And we're in a club last night and your computer dies. And I told you months ago you should get a backup computer just in case that happens. You in a strip club for 15 minutes with no music playing. At 12 o'clock at night on a Saturday. So you rather invest in some shit so you can look fancy on social media and take pictures and for your birthday But the shit that's putting food on your table, allowing you to buy that shit, you're not going to invest in. You say you want success and you say you want to be this dude, but you're not putting the work in. When I'm coming into the club and buying you drinks and mentoring you, that's meant for a reason. Because I want you to spend my man's shit in the club. We cool, we friends, but it's a business. I don't invest that money for no reason just because I like you. You have an end game in this business. I'm giving you mentoring advice. I'm giving you a service. I need a service back in return. And that's the way business works, people. You're not getting shit for free.
But tell them what really upset.
Because clearly.
That you ain't even buy me a drink, motherfucker, on my birthday.
That wasn't what really upset him.
I'm in the club. I buy you a drink on my fucking birthday. I'm blessing you with mentorship and putting you in connect with people that you wouldn't have no idea how to get in touch with.
Well, what really upset you was he played a song from a
oh my God. This dude had the nerve. It's a dancer in the club that I guess decided she wants to be a rapper and played a song for her. I done known this dude 3 years. This chick been there 3 months. And he plays her song that is so badly mixed that I know it's badly mixed. Like I tell you, I'm learning from 151. But it was so bad that I yelled out, turn that shit off because the mix is fucked up.
Were you drunk?
No, I was a little tipsy. Wasn't drunk.
He said, no, I was a little tipsy.
But you meant it though, didn't you?
Oh, I meant that shit because I'm like, dude, I got Renegade with professionally mixed music that's going to get the club jumping.
And he wouldn't play that.
And you won't play that, but you play some bullshit to keep some chick happy because you're trying to get some cheeks.
Yeah, pretty good.
You're not a businessman.
Fans to make a dance.
Exactly. So I say that to say this: if I'm coming to you and I'm taking you under my wing and trying to mentor you, and you don't understand and don't listen to what I'm trying to tell you. Granted, I know I'm no big wig, and then we were talking about some of the big promoters on the other show. I'm not them.
But here's the funny thing about that. But we have an avenue to get
Exactly. We're keyed into them. So maybe, as I've always said, sometimes you just got to shut the fuck up and listen. To open your mind, you got to close your mouth. That's one of the greatest lessons that I learned myself. So some of y'all just need to shut the fuck up and listen and know that you don't know everything. I understand you got problems. I understand you got other shit going on. I do too. Exactly. But if you're about your business, just calling yourself a businessman does not make you a businessman. And you got to make a tough choice on what you want to be and what you want to do. If you want to chase pussy in the club and that's going to be your life for the next 20 years, you spending, trap music for strippers that's cussing you out every 20 days or 20 minutes, that's cool. Embrace that shit. But don't come to me telling you want to be great and you want to be better. And I put you in a position to get there and you don't fucking listen. That goes for not just DJ. That goes for every and anybody that has a mentor in your life that's trying to teach you. It's not hate. It's mentorship. If they didn't give a fuck about you, they wouldn't waste the time to even tell you anything. So just shut the fuck up. That's my lesson for the day.
He said all that while he's sweating. He's sweating like a Baptist pastor.
I'm speaking the truth.
Yeah, get that out.
I had to.
Nigga.
It's been on my mind. It's been on my chest. It's been on my soul.
Before the show, it was worse.
That's why I gave him the filter version. Because if he turned in, he'd probably be in his feelings right now. And I'd probably get a face
version. I heard the unfiltered version before the show started.
Ended up with a body slam and a choke slam.
But
Bullshit.
I understand CP3's thing.
He's frustrated because he's trying to help.
Yes, that's the most frustrating thing. Yeah, exactly. But I can't help you if you don't want to help yourself. That means that 3 years I invested you is gone to shit.
No, not necessarily.
And I can't get that time back. Nigga, you owe me 3 years worth of time, nigga.
You know what?
I'm here to tell you, and this is for all those mentors. For you and all those mentors. What you say does get through. But people still have to find their own way. So they're going to mess up.
Yeah.
They gonna mess up, but there will come a time where something that you said will be in the back of their mind, and they're gonna be like, "Told me that," and it's gonna come to fruition.
I'm waiting for that shit. It just ain't happening.
I'm saying this because I've had to be in a parenting position for children. I can't say how old the oldest one is. Not my biological, but I've had to take care of my nephews and they're older. But by all means, I need y'all to understand eventually it comes to fruition. It is hilarious to me talking to my nephews. They're married, they got kids, and they're like, Auntie, oh my God, these kids won't let me sleep. These kids be running around, they acting crazy. Oh, for real? Oh, man. But I mean, they're married and have kids.
Remember when I told you I needed some rest and you wanted
to play?
But I
did tell one of my nephews, I remember the day he got married, I said, look, I'm not ready to be a great auntie. I need you to understand that. Take your time. They didn't. But
we get in-house too, so you don't think about wrapping it up. Yeah.
But I did, a lot of things that they're going through as parents. You know, they come to me when they express things. And then the baby out of the three, he doesn't have any kids. He's not married, but he has his own place. Auntie, I'm broke. For real.
That rent's a mother.
For real. Are you managing your money properly? Well, Auntie gonna send you some groceries, baby. Make sure you eat all that other stuff. You got handled. I'm gonna send you groceries though, so you eat. I sent them pots and pans when we first moved in, all that stuff. So I want to make sure that they're good, but at some point you have to trust in what you have given them.
Yeah.
So that they can find their own way, and they need to understand how to apply what you've given them to their life. You're giving them, I'm sure, over the past 3 years, that's a lot of information. How do you apply it? Well, he gonna have to figure that out.
Oh yeah, pretty
and sometimes
much.
You gotta step back and be like, you know what? Boom.
No, I used to tell my aunt. I used to tell her sometimes you gotta let people fall. And the thing is, if you keep catching them before they fall, they'll never know what it's like to get up.
Mm-hmm. And my son hates the fact that, I mean, he's the youngest. He's 15, and some of the stuff I might at that age I might not have done with my daughter or my nephews. So with him, oh no, I told you what to do. Did you do it? I told you if you're having a problem with your teacher at school or you're supposed to reach out, and I told you exactly what to type. Did you do it? Because I'm not doing it. I won't step in. I will not step in. But here's the funny thing. Sometimes I step in, but they don't realize it. They don't know that I stepped in. So they think that they made that progress themselves.
Yeah.
So the school just implemented a uniform policy and a locker policy, because they finally gave them locker because of COVID they wouldn't give it to them. So they just implemented all these rules. My son texted me, we had issue with them. So he said, no, they did this and this and this. Even though I got the email, he decided to copy and text it to me. Okay. Right. He petty. So I said, well, who did you talk to? Maybe you can send the principal an email to express your concerns, things like that. So he went up to her. He caught her in the hall, and he spoke to her. I called, and she called me back. And she even described my son. She was like, "Oh my God, I think that was your baby." She said she was hollering, screaming at some kids, and he stood by her side, was nice and calm and patient, and waited for her to finish yelling at them kids. And then he addressed her. And then she said, because of what he said, she's going to kind of fall back on some of that uniform policy. So I just followed up, but I made him do the labor. And he don't know what I had. I was like, I talked to your principal today. For what y'all talking about? Just some stuff. But he don't know I know that, yeah. And I was like, she spoke highly of you, by the way. So you gotta let them go. You know,
Yeah.
let them be able to utilize the stuff that you've given. Not to say that that's your child. Just saying. Being a mentor is also.
No, we haven't done the CP3 child checking them.
We haven't. I really feel like one day we're gonna find your long lost kid.
I mean, that'd be cool, man. You know.
Maybe it'll be like one of those Christmas movies.
Hey, man, you know, I need somebody to take care of me. I'm getting older now, man. You know.
You know, I'm about to play retro rap video. We got it.
All right. Quick update on after the Washington football game. Looks like Logan Thomas might have a torn ACL, out for the season after being back for 2 games. Played a crucial role getting the first touchdown for the game. It was a questionable hit. I'm going to go home and watch the film on the game and take a look at it again. I was watching on a smaller TV. So we'll talk about that tomorrow night on Sports in the Hill podcast on True Radio Network starting at 9 o'clock, episode 251.
You think you got going on next week, Lady Anthony?
Well, this time next week, my oldest biological is having a birthday. No, what you mean? Why you look like that?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I hit those 2 words together.
My oldest biological child.
Make me check my DNA. I'm sorry. Just, you know, those words seem like court related. So, just have a flashback.
Look, your PTSD on your court case ain't got nothing to do with me.
Instead of legend.
On the 10th, which is Friday, 5 days from now, my oldest will have a birthday. And then, ironically, my oldest nephew will be turning another year old. Like I said, I'm not telling you how old he's gonna be on the 15th. So, but nothing really much going on with me. Just look out for stuff on my IG, Lady Antoinette B&B. I tend to update some things. Some wine things, wine things. Why you make that face?
Huh? I'm just saying.
Next week I might bring out some bubbly.
Shit.
Some bubbly. Some Moscato bubbly. Because that seems to be a little better.
Okay. Also, all right.
Why you look at me like that?
Because, man, you bringing all this alcohol.
That's what I do. First of all, that's what I do.
I know.
If I'm at the bar, right? What am I gonna do? I'm gonna make sure the bar is stocked with what?
Everything.
My wine.
Everything.
That you can go ahead and find the link on my bio, on IG. So go ahead.
All right. I was about to say also I've joined the team of folks with identity theft and protection. So if you're interested in, you have some issues with identity theft, be sure to hit me up. I can help, take care of that, get you your credit report and all your information from all 3 credit bureaus and protect your identity, bank accounts, credit cards, cell phone number, address, all of that good stuff. Then also doing 10%, 15% off on utility bills. Simple process. It's all online. You pay your bill the same. Just input some information with your zip code and see how much you can save depending on what area you in and variable and fixed rating. So, getting close to Christmas time, New Year coming, things is tight, pandemic, other issues. If you're looking to save 10 to 15% on utility bills, hit me up. I can help you out with that. I'm an entrepreneur Negro. I'm trying to, help everybody out and help myself out at the same damn time.
So for this identity theft, right? So if somebody steals somebody's identity, right? You gonna show up with your weapon at their door to protect your client?
Let's just say I had a phone, stolen from me in a certain store where I knew the loss prevention guy, and I actually got the videotape of him walking up, taking my phone, and he actually went to self-checkout and paid with a credit card. And let's just say because of some of the connections I have in the security game, I was able to find this gentleman's address, and let's just say he won't be stealing any more phones anymore from anyone in any stores.
On that note, I'm playing a video.
Why did I ask?
I'm just saying, it's a method to my madness, baby.
I thought it was just madness.
Yeah, it's a combination. I don't get caught, so it has to be some method.
I think this may be the most appropriate video too. It's called Mad Max.
Hey man. Sometimes you gotta say ah.
Shout out to Retro Rap.
Something's wrong here. I feel like I didn't see this video. I only heard the song. I've never seen the video. I've never heard the song. Our mic's off. Why this chick over here with two phones? One for the dough and one for the hoe.
Multitask. This drought gotta end.
I got two phones.
Hey, this will pay it off. I just got my 13 because when I did my Facebook Live, my mic, the joint is fucked up. It was like staticky. And I just paid it off. So I was like, fuck it, I'm on the next program. So I make a monthly payment. Got the brand new 13. Fuck. And now I can stream on both phones and do other stuff. That's why I love iPhones. I'm on Wi-Fi. I can do everything I need to do.
That's all phones.
But now, yeah, but the AirDrop. The AirDrop. I love the iPhone AirDrop. I can send everything to my laptop and my computer in like seconds instead of having to email it to myself, save it to my hard drive. Y'all
no, other phones got the cloud too, right?
Yeah, but that's it for my video editing and all that stuff. It makes it more easy. That's why I love it.
Well, because you have the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you're happy.
Gotta be coordinated.
Well, you do. So if you have Android, you need to have something that.
After I got hacked, like I said, at one time I was done with Android.
What are you doing to get your phone hacked?
Man, I got motherfuckers trying to hack my shit from
I've never had anyone hack. Have you ever